All right. A little late start, but I was casting some League of Legends before this, so couldn't start any sooner. Let me know if the music's too loud, but let's do. We're gonna do some battles, and then what do you call it? And then I'm gonna do a Great League tier list for the upcoming season, which is called Precious something. What is it? Precious what? Let me see real quick. I have it opened up somewhere here. The new season is called Precious Paths. Don't love that name, but it is what it is. These names are hard to remember. Like, who's going to be like, oh, remember that Tales of Transformation meta? Or, like, they're, like, not easy to remember, you know? Like, I maybe that's just me, but, like, I feel like they're not the easiest thing to refer to. Like, I think I get what, like, Scopely is trying to do, but it just, I don't know. It's just not really landing for me. Music volume's good. Hey, what's up, Dissy? Appreciate it. Thank you for the feedback. But yeah, I mean, you all can also always provide that feedback, even if I'm not asking for it too, because I want to make sure the stream experience is good. Okay. Do we dare to play some Master League while we wait? Let's try it. I did enjoy this Master League team. Hey, what's up, Sam? Later stream is better for you. Just woke up. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Well, yeah, it's unfortunate we all can't live in the same time zone, because then that would make things a little bit easier. But okay, I'm going to do just a few battles while we wait for more people to come up. But I know it's a slightly later stream than usual, so maybe it won't be a full house either way. But yeah, the alliteration for season names is goofy. Yeah, it's that, but also just like, who resonates with that name? You know, who's like, oh, Precious Paths, I know exactly what's happening in this meta. You know, like, think about like 2 years down the road, if we refer to this season, be like, oh, because this is a season where they buff like some ice types, right? Powder Snow, they give Avalanche and Kyogre. I don't know. There's like a lot of ice theme to it, but it's not exactly all ice. Like, there's not a clear theme to it, so it's just not easy to remember. Like, I get what they're going for, but I just don't really agree with it for what it's worth. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'll let this go and then pause and throw. What's up, Zippius? Alright. Okay. We get this off. I'm going to swap over now. Just want to make sure I pause here so they couldn't do anything. Oh, they just tank it? Really? What? Okay. It's not great for me, for what it's worth. They kind of have to go close combat here, right? What did they go with Behemoth Bash? I'm just going to tank it and hope that it's not close combat. Oh, let's go. That's good. That's good. That's really good for me. But then they farm me down, so it's not great. 1, 2, 3. This is good, because do they burn a shield here? I think they do. But then they have to close combat me, right? Okay, they shield. It's fine, I guess. Okay. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't lock myself in there. Interesting. I don't really know about this. What was the point of that? I didn't have energy. Oh, wait, hold on. I had to kind of shield the potential Brave Bird, I guess. I think I just let this go, actually. I feel like they're going Sacred Fire. Brave Bird's really risky for them here. Oh, wow, they actually went for it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, maybe I should go on Draco. It's a little risky. Oh my gosh. Let's go. All right. We just throw this right away. It doesn't matter if it's Charge Like Party. Oh, they don't even throw. If it was Charge Like Party, even better for me. Yo, Almond, thank you so much for the heart me and the Go Popular. Hope you're doing well. All right. Big fan of Master League. Oh, shoot. I wasn't even recording that battle. That's fine. But it was a good one. Jealous of how cozy the cat is. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Yeah. Let's not, I don't want to disturb her too much. Let me move the camera a little bit. Look at this little, like, side eye. You see her? She opened up. Can you just go Give her a little kiss. Oh, she yawning. She's trying to stretch her paw over to me too for whatever reason. I like to assume that she's, you know, reaching out to be nice and not try to claw me. Hey, what's up, Edgar? Hope to meet you at LA tour again if you go. Yes, I will be there on the Saturday. We'll be there. I think that's usually like the best time, right? Because a lot of people go for that one. Yeah. What's up, Laylan? Hope you're doing well. I don't know if I'll ever be able to master League. I don't have the mons or the CP. Yeah, it's super expensive. Like, I've been playing almost every single day, pretty much every single day since I started back in 2016, and I still don't have everything for Master League. And I've spent a good chunk of money on this game. I'm not like a big hardcore raider, but I've spent money on this game. Let's just put it that way. Over 1,000. Yeah, I mean, they're not all on raids for what it's worth, but like, it's not a cheap league. So it is what it is. Yeah, this is probably the most amount of money this is definitely the most amount of money I spent on any game I've ever played. But you know, that's just how it is. But yeah, I do have I probably spent $10 total on Go. That's pretty good. Yeah. You know, you might be making better life decisions than me. Like, yes, this is like my job and I could write it, like I could expense it as a tax write-off, but like, I don't think people understand. Doing tax write-offs does not do as much for you as you think. It's not like, oh, it's free money because it's a tax write-off. Like, you're still paying the money. You get like a slight bit of maybe tax benefits out of it, but it's like so small, it's not even noticeable. Yeah, unless you're like, you get massive tax write-offs if you're like a big corporation donating like billions of dollars worth to like a nonprofit. Sure, you get some massive tax write-offs. Me, self-employed with not that much income, it's not doing much, you know. So for anyone that says like, oh, you get tax write-off these things, like, trust me, you could try yourself. You're not going to get that much out of it. The LA Kalos event next year. Yeah, so that's the Go tour, right? Yeah, I'll be there for that one. I'll be there on the Saturday. Yeah, I've been playing 2 years. Nice. Yeah, sometimes that's the better way to spend the money. But I don't know if I'll be able to even get 2 sets worth or 1 set worth with this Master League team, but I'll do my best. But any interested in Pokemon Go championships? Oh, like the game coming out? Maybe. It's just not like a lot for me to learn because I haven't really played the main series games competitively really ever, and so like abilities and all that stuff, it's a lot to learn, right? And like, it's no joke for people that are really good at those games. I may give it a shot. I didn't get ZA just because for me, third person and first person POV games makes me super nauseous. It's something I had even as a kid. Like, I remember playing Super Mario 64 or Mario 64. What was it? Wait, what was it? It was Mario 64 on Nintendo 64, and I would have to like pause the game because I'm like, dude, I'm about to like throw up trying to throw this Bowser on this final bomb. I was just like not good at the game when I was a kid. What's up, Krusty Krab? I played Ash and Ash in the Catch Cup today, but I wasn't screen recording. Oh, dang. I assume you beat him, right? Hey, he's a local of mine, so I'll let him know you send your regards. Let's see what they do here. That was like charge attack priority, I think. Do I shield? Oh, I caught a move. Hold on. This is not, either way, this is not Spatial Red. It could be Fire Blast, but it could also be, oh, I caught the Fire Blast. Let's go. And they just went out there. Nice. Hey, you know it's the end of the season when they're trying to get all their battles through. That was just like random timing, but oh, don't want to play catch up. Master League's a lot of fun if you can find battles and you have the resources. Any prediction on a new GBL meta? Yes, Allegra. So I'm making a tier list after. I'll probably just finish out this set of battles as more people are coming in, and then I'll do a whole tier list. So I have a bunch of things already planned out for this. But I don't have, like, obviously every possible Pokemon available for this. But I have most of the meta Pokemon stuff. I have everything in the top 50. And then I have some things picked out in the top 100. There's some things in the top 100 I don't think is relevant, even in PvPoke. Like, it's not like they don't have any play, but it's just not great, you know. But yeah, so I don't want to miss people and just bring up random stuff that's like might not be good. Yeah, you definitely did, Gur. Yeah, glad you're excited to see it. Anything I would change about Go if you were a dev? I make the game more accessible. I wouldn't make it so expensive to power up stuff, and I would just make like rare XL candies more accessible. Like I know that's a lot of their profits, but I feel like there's more way you could profit in this game without making it so hard to participate in like PvP. You know, because like a lot of people that see PvP, they're like, hey, I want to play this team too. Good luck making an XL Azumarill, right? Good luck making an XL Diggersby, spending like $500,000 and all the like it's so inaccessible for Great League. But then you add in Ultra League, you add in Master League, Mega Master League, like it's just like some of these, like a lot of people just can't play the game even if they want to, right? You have to grind for years to be able to build a competitive team sometimes. And that's in Go Battle League. Imagine Show 6, like that's why the Championship Series, like the official format, is in Great League. Because you're just, like it's already inaccessible enough sometimes, right? So, yeah. Most of the LDS people have very good PvP IV crests as well. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, this is a bad lead for me. We'll swap out. This is a best buddy Reshiram too, so mine does lose the head-to-head. You think they go Draco here? I don't want to just shield it and see what happens. Oh, they have Crunch. Okay, that's good. 1, 2, 3. You think they shield this? So this is actually pretty good for me because I could just Dragon Breath them down. I don't think they have Draco and Crunch. Okay. Crunch is not going to take me out, though. Is it? I don't think so. Okay, they have something that could really dish out some damage in the back line. Hopefully I survive this Crunch. I don't know if I do, though. No, I don't. Okay. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Maybe I should have baited there. This is not that big of a deal. I might be cooked in the back line, though. I don't know. Maybe I should have baited the Outrage. I feel like it's too obvious to Outrage. Okay. I could drop a Draco and then dip, depending on what they come in with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I have to stay in here. Reason being is because they have something that hard counters my Zacian in the back. Probably a Ho-Oh. So it's kind of bad if I don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, we get it off. Okay, okay, okay. I have to swap. I have to swap. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it is a Ho, yeah. I don't love this. I need to put it in a range where I could finish it off, but I don't think I'll be able to. Oh. Okay, so they can't bank up 2 moves at least. So I have that going for me. But this is still really bad for me. Yeah, I figure there's a Ho in the back. Getting debuffed here doesn't help either. If they incinerate me down, they win, obviously. But I don't know if they get to it in time. Yeah, the debuff really hurts me. 3, 4, 5, 7. Yeah, no, we don't win this. GG. I need to grab a second shield somewhere there. But, yeah, because I saw it coming, right? Like, there's no way they just, like, do that unless they knew that they had another answer to my Zacian. So, yeah, ABA fire is a little bit rough. But yeah, only one because he had a good matchup into Ash. He's a good player for sure. Hey, what's up, Heather? What's up, Cochino Mom? Isn't it kind of late where you're at right now? I mean, hey, I'm not judging. Seeker Admire, what's up? Most of the LDS people have very good. Yeah. Wait, why do they have a bunch of good Cresselia? Do I give it the XLs? I only started playing Pogo like 2 years ago, though, so lots of catching up to do. Yeah. Yeah. But I think Walrein Trev will make a return next season. It is on my tier list, so we shall see. Okay, this is a really bad lead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is pretty good, though. I'm not debuffing myself. They're getting a lot of value here, but I just shield. I just need to survive this so I could do stuff with my Zacian and Zamazenta in the back. Alright, it's not good. just do this, I guess. This is pretty bad for me. Okay, they do go with the rock record though. I could tank this one, I guess. I'm losing a lot of value here though. Alright, I'm taking a lot of damage here. Oh wait, they went superpower. Wait, what the heck? Oh, this is good. This is really good for me. They have to go close combats. Okay, this is really good for me, actually. I just throw the next one on charge like priority, right? Just take him out. Oh, what the heck? Okay, that's charge like priority. We can shield this. We get this move off. Did they shield to get their next close combat off? Because I have a lot of health on everything still. I don't know. I think if they have Palkia in the back, I probably lose, right? Oh, they shield. That's good. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. Okay. Do I just come in Zekrom? I think I come in Zekrom here, right? Let's do that. Yeah, that's not good for me. But I don't think if I could do too much. I mean, the double steal in the back is kind of rough. It's just the Rhyperior is really hard for me to deal with. Can I get to the move? Oh, wait, hold on. This is not enough. They Ice Flame me down. But the problem is if I didn't do this, I don't get to the moves in time anyway, right? So. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, wait, they throw? Wait, what? Why would they throw? Well, they don't want to get farmed down, I guess. But, like, they don't get to another move, right? Oh, wait, we need to survive the Mud Slap damage. The Zacian's not a huge problem. Oh, close. We tried. I mean, the Rhyperior complete farm down was rough for me, obviously, right? But what can we do about that? All right. Couldn't you get 2 CCs? No, because if I do, well, I grab both. Oh, well, because if I debuff myself, then I just get farmed down faster, right? But I expect them to throw, I guess, before then. Maybe I could have gone 2 CCs and got both. Yes, you're sleeping. Yeah. Since when does Zacian get charge attack so fast? It's the Metal Claw. Yeah, the Metal Claw is pretty nice. The energy generation is pretty nice there. So, that's probably a big reason why. Let me make sure I have Trevenant in my tier list. I should. I'm pretty sure I do, right? That'd be crazy if I don't have Trevenant in here in a Trevenant season. Wow. Did I really not? Do I really not have Trevenant in here? That's kind of crazy. Oh no, it is in here. All right. I was gonna say, because like it crossed my mind. I was like, it wasn't on the official graphics, so I didn't have that saved. But all right, one more battle and then we shall get into tier list. I haven't rated heavy for 2 to 3 years. Yeah, same. I think I rated a little bit for turn test. That's not really even a raid, right? And then I did a little bit for the Hoopa Unbound, but that thing is pretty useless. I just have a hundo, so I decided to do it. Yeah. But Ice Moon's being buffed up. Wondering if I want to center a team around that or wait. So the Ice being buffed is nice, but it is kind of a little misleading because it is good, but a lot of things that beat Ice are going to be really, really good too. Yeah. Like Scizor is going to be kind of a monster, I feel like. So. Wolverine Trevenant Core again. Maybe. It's not going to be the same, but maybe. Yeah. Because, well, Sucker Punch now is a lot better. So Trevenant with Sucker Punch might be okay. Go to sleep for real? Alright, have a good night, Heather. What's the best mons for 2500 League? Yeah, so I'm going to do a tier list on just Great League today. I'll do a tier list tomorrow or the day after on Ultra League and then Master League. So you all will have options for that. I didn't realize that the league was going to kick off with all 3 open leagues, which is kind of crazy. I feel like this is way too much. Like, I really wish at the beginning of a season, they just do Great League. That's it. Everyone wants to play around and stuff. Or they just do Ultra League, right? But, like, I mean, Ultra League might not be as successful, so I get why they wouldn't do just Ultra League and no Great League format. But just open Great League should be fine. There's so much new stuff. Like, just let people play it. Hey, what's up, Frostfire? Rating kind of dead now overall. Oh, man. Yeah. At Kaiser, yeah. I know guys have been trying to catch up. Raymond, unfortunately, I can't see much changing with the meta being interlude season, but I at least hope that GBL players take it easy on the hard. I mean, you think that, but there's going to be a lot of tryhard still. Because the last time we had an interlude season, there was a leaderboard still. I hate that. Like, what's the point of doing a leaderboard but having no elo? Like, there is elo. They just don't show it. So, it's kind of stupid in my mind because, like, you're telling people it's an interlude season. You could get the Pikachu Libre at rank 20. I think that's all fine. But why run a leaderboard still? If you're going to do a leaderboard, just do elo and still call it interlude season for whatever reason, right? But, like, why do a leaderboard and still have it be an interlude season? Not show the elo, but still have hidden elo. There is still elo. They just don't show it, you know? So, yeah, the last one, Boomburst move update. Yeah, that was... So interlude season essentially means that once you hit rank 20, right? You don't need to hit veteran, ace, expert, legend, whatever. Everyone gets a Pikachu Libre encounter, which is nice. I think they turned off the shiny, though, so you can't get shiny. If I recall, that's at least what they did last time. I don't know if that's going to be the same thing or not. It would make sense, but... So there's no, so once you hit rank 20, you usually have an elo, right? There's no elo. It'll just show rank 20 the whole time. The problem is there still is an elo. Like they have a hidden elo that tracks your ranking. So every time you queue up into Go Battle League, you don't queue up into random people. There is still a hidden elo to matchmake you based on skill level. So let's say you start off the season tomorrow on a 25-0 streak. Guarantee you the next day, everyone you face on day number 2, not even day number 2, like halfway through day number 1, you're already on a crazy undefeated streak. Your hidden elo is super high. So you'll actually hit queues and you'll actually struggle to find players, and everyone you face will theoretically be also on a crazy win streak because they still like matchmake you based on it. So the chances of, if you're like a decently skilled player, you're not going to face like random first-time GBLers after you win a couple. It's just not possible, right? So I don't think that's, yeah, no more legend just for this upcoming 3 months, right? So wasn't preseason technically an interlude? Kind of, yeah. We've only had like one official interlude season, but yeah, the preseason was technically one. That's, hey, Secret Admirer, you're an OG if you know what the preseason is, yeah. But, yeah. I remember season 1 where every season was just a month, 1 league per week. It was something like that. It was a lot shorter, yeah. But then now it's up to 3. I don't mind the 3-month seasons for what it's worth. I think that's fine, but it's just... What's the point? I just don't get it, right? Why do an interlude season and still have elo, you know? And still have a leaderboard? I think the elo's fine, because I don't think it's fair for you to, like, the best player in the world to randomly queue up into anyone that's queuing up in GBL. It's just like half of your matches are going to be pretty like not even close, right? So I think having a hidden elo system is fine for matchmaking purposes, but just don't do a leaderboard, right? Because then the thing is, once you do a leaderboard, the only thing interlude about an interlude season is the name and the lack of elo visible. Everything else is still the same. You still have elo, it's just not shown. Yeah, you don't have a legend rank, expert, all that stuff. So that stuff's gone, but still rank 20. But someone on a crazy win streak of rank 20 is still going to be way higher on the leaderboards than someone that has a lose streak on rank 20 and won't even be on leaderboards. So is rank 20 good or not? It's just anyone can hit rank 20. Essentially, like as long as you play enough battles, in 3 months, you can hit rank 20, even with the stupidest Pokemon, right? As long as you have Pokemon that are usable. Because if you keep losing, you don't drop ranks. You don't drop from rank 19 to rank 18. You just need, like, to hit rank 20, you just need a certain amount of wins. And you're bound to just face someone else that has a worse team than you, that is worse than you in the game. So it's a guaranteed rank as long as you play the game. Yeah. You might not get it right away. Like, obviously, people better at the game will hit rank 20 before you, but you'll get it. Yeah, you'll definitely get it within 3 months for sure. Within a month. Honestly, within a week, probably, if you play out your sets. You could hit it if you're a good player within like a few days. Yeah. But I was totally did not tank last interlude season to get a funny win streak. Yeah. Yeah. But did the new season start? It doesn't look like you reached. No. It starts in 13 hours from now. Yeah. Yeah, this is the day before. I'm just going to do a tier list, though. Yeah. Or 13, 14 hours? Yeah, maybe 14 hours. But anyway, so next season, everyone can get a Pikachu Libre. I think they turned off the shiny, though. Let me check. Because I think they turned it off. Let me double check to see if that's the case or not. They turned it off last time. Yeah. Pikachu Libre can't be shiny based on the website. It would have said shiny, so you can't get shiny. Yeah. So, but everyone can get a Pikachu Libre at least. So for those that are looking for one. But yeah, they turned off the shiny rate. So, I gotta catch up on my YouTube chat a little bit. Also noticing with 0 Little Cup. Yeah, some people like that, Raymond, but you know, not. I can't say I've enjoyed it here or there. It's acquired taste, I think, especially if the Pokemon for it. I do stock up all my potential Little Cup Pokemon, but I really hope, hopefully too, because I think they're going through some big updates. And my guess why they're doing it. I'm starting at 30 million dust. Might build some fun stuff since nothing matters. Yeah. How many of us OG players do you think still actually play Hit Legend every season still? I'd say less than 500 people still have Hit Legend every season. That's a really good question. I don't know. Because a lot of the best players in the world right now have not hit Legend every season. Or rank 10, you know, what it was called before. So, and a lot of people that used to hit it every season have quit or taken breaks and haven't hit it consistently. So, dude, what is this queue time? This is kind of crazy. Like, you want to see how long we can sit here for? Like, I've been queued up for, I don't know how long. Over 9 minutes. All right. If I hit 10 minutes, I'll just restart the screen recording, I guess. But yeah. Your GOAT retired Pokemon Go already? Lenny? Yeah. Yeah, some people do. I mean, I get it, right? It's like any game. No one plays a game forever, right? No matter what game it is. Well, so the problem is, if I back out and re-queue Whack Mamba, I'm going to sit in queues even longer. The longer I'm sitting in queues, the greater chance I find someone. It's just it'll be like a massive down pair or massive up pair. Likely going to be a massive down pair. But yeah, so it's actually better for me to stay queued up. I will stop my screen recording though and start a new one because that's a little awkward. But yeah, I've been queued for a while. Yeah, but this is my last battle. I just want to end it on one. I just need to end it on one battle, right? And then so I could claim my set and then start fresh tomorrow. Yeah, because I'm not planning on doing any battles in the morning before the season rotates over. Feels like there are very few of us who still consistently play. Yeah. But, you know, that's kind of how it is. Hopefully there's enough new people joining that... I had to say the magic word. What's the magic word? Abracadabra. Hey, what's up, Benjamin? Hey, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Hopefully, if you stick around for a tier list, hopefully you enjoy it. And if not, I'll upload a YouTube video as well. As a condensed version of the stream of the tier list. So, but yeah, anyone that's curious about tier list, drop some Pokemon you want me to tier. I can't guarantee I'll do all of them. I have a bunch already picked out. But I can let you know ahead of time if they're going to be super irrelevant. So you won't be surprised on why you don't see it. Really? Dang, sometimes my queue does this, but when I re-queue, I find one. Yeah. So at the upper elo ranges, this is usually what you have to do. I sometimes struggle queue and ace. It depends on the league too, right? I think there's just less people that play Master League and Ultra League in general when all 3 leagues are open. So that could be the case. Shadow Primeape. It will still be relevant. Yeah, I mean, think about it, right? A lot of ice types are getting buffed, and so ice types are pretty weak to Primeape. And the benefit of Primeape over Annihilape is you don't take super effective ghost damage. So if you're against a Trevenant, A-okay. Sucker Punch Trevenant, even better, right? Because they're doing resist damage. Whereas against Annihilape, it's neutral damage with Sucker Punch, right? And your counters do nothing still, right? Yeah, I faced Emiwedo and GeoGuessr tried to talk to him, and he said he has no plans on retiring. Oh, that's good. Just bored. Wait, you could talk to people with GeoGuessr? I've actually never played GeoGuessr. I've only seen videos of people doing it. Alolan Ninetales is on the tier list. Yeah, that is. And Powder Snow buff is quite nice for that, so I will be tiering that one. Oh, Discord. Gotcha. I'm scared of not shielding tags with my Shadow Pokemon. Yeah. I think that's a fair one. Okay, I will try to re-queue for you all, but Gorgeist is on there too. But I'm telling you, I don't think it usually helps. All right, we just need to find one last battle here. If worst case worse, I'll just do a catch cup battle. But I see you talk about Blaziken. Yes, yo. I mean, I don't know if this is giving away too much my hand. I have a rank 1 Shadow Blaziken for Great League. It's kind of crazy. I want to Star Trek Party in every year though, but I got the bulk for it, I guess. So I also know that I'll probably lose Star Trek Party in most situations. Although once in a while people have some weird spreads and you technically will be able to. Where do you get the new tier list? I just make it myself. Yeah, I just create a tier list and then I download the assets for all the stuff. It is technically a public tier list, so for anyone that wants to make their own with my format, I'll just link it to you afterward and you can try to make it yourself too if you like. Yeah. But everyone has their own tier list, I guess. And for me, like, I'd like to include certain Pokemon and not include some other ones. So I don't want to like steal someone else's already a template because it doesn't really help too much. Oh, we find a battle. Let's go. All right, it's been what, like 20 minutes? It's not even that much of a down pair. All right, Galar, Powry, I appreciate it. Oh, brutal. Okay, that's fine. We'll just grab both shields with the close combat thing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I'm gonna shield once. And then throw. Oh, that went superpower, really. Oh, I don't know about this. Me spending both shields here is probably not ideal. I think I lose this one. Do you think they shield this? I'm down both shields this early. See, this is why I threw the Behemoth Blade first last time. So I didn't have to be in this spot. Okay. Whoa, what the heck? They came in Primarina. Get a shield back. Just something. Yeah, this might be straight fast attack pressure. This is pretty bad for me. Okay. What do we do here? I don't know. I really don't know. Do we catch? This is such a stupid catch. Wait, what if they have crunch? If they have crunch, we're fine. What if they have crunch? Is it over? It's over. Yeah, it's over. Okay, well, we waited all that for that. But it's fine. Alright, let's get into the tier list. Just want to know what tier list is Bastion on. Oh, wait. Oh, no, we weren't going to win that either way. They have way too much health. Yeah, that's why I need to throw a Behemoth Blade. Otherwise, I'm kind of cooked, right? I don't have time to get the double. Well, I don't think Cochino Mom's still here, but that's your answer on why I didn't do that earlier. Okay. The brutal wait is over. We still end up at 3100s for the end of the season, which is not too bad. I'll take that. Okay, let's get into the tier list. Let me switch things over a bit here on my format. So, okay, and I gotta switch to a different thing for TikTok. So just be patient with me for 1 second, and then here we go. Everything is looking pretty good for the most part. How do I change my setting though? Because I'm gonna get like flagged for this. I already know. What is this? Editor mode. They're gonna flag me, I think. It is what it is if they flag me, but it's kind of annoying because let's see. Okay, I guess I can't do much here. No, I don't want to pause the live. Live center, maybe? No, it's not that. All right, whatever. I might get a warning on TikTok, but it is what it is. No one's getting kicked out or anything. All right, let's get into the tier list. For those... Oh, where did my cat go? Oh, she went to drink some water. She'll be back. Okay, anyway. Welcome, everyone, to my Great League tier list for the Precious Pass season. Kind of a weird name. But anyway, whether you're watching this live or on the YouTube VOD, I have a bunch of things picked out for this upcoming... Oh, see what I mean? Like, what is this? Appeal. No, it's unclear. Show a lot of content like mine. So confused. Yeah, I hate... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, there we go. Wait, I could change the tier list. Hold on. Tier list? Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that... What the heck is this? Teamfight Tactics. Other games. Okay, I guess so. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Can I do... Alright, let's just do this. Hopefully this doesn't change too much. Alright. Anyway. Make Marto proud. Yeah. What's up, Omi? Is Delmi's hot garbage? Hey, you're on to something, Rockhaven. Anyway, alright, so there's going to be a lot of changes for this season. So I'm going to go over the changes real quick, and then we'll talk about how they look for the upcoming season. But as I mentioned earlier, it is interleague season, so no elo. Everyone gets a Pikachu Libre once you hit rank 20, but knowing how they did it last time, there's still leaderboard, so you still have elo. It's just all hidden for what it's worth. Anyway, this is a Precious Pass season. Going to be a sizable update, I would say, not a small one. But let's talk about the attack changes first, and then we'll talk about which Pokemon got new moves and stuff like that. So Powder Snow. The damage goes up by 1 from 5 to 6. Icicle Sphere damage goes up by 5. Pretty good. Geomancy goes up by 4 damage. That's pretty much just a move for Xerneas and Master League, so pretty irrelevant in Great League purposes. Shadow Ball energy cost is decreased. So right now I think it's 55. So if it goes down to 50, that's really, really good because then you can stack 2 Shadow Balls. And just cheaper for a lot of these Ghost Pokemon to get to. So certain Ghost Pokemon are already pretty relevant, but a lot of them really don't have Shadow Ball. Are using Shadow Ball, but this will make some of the Shadow Ball users maybe relevant again. Shadow Sneak is going up 25 damage, but the energy cost is also increased. So this will generally be one of the situations where the move is more energy efficient, but it might not necessarily make it a better move because sometimes a cheaper move is better, right? So that is something to watch out for. Foul Play is going up in 5 damage, which I think is good because Foul Play was a little bit underwhelming. They made it cheaper to throw, a cheaper move energy-wise, but they also reduced the damage quite a bit this season. So they're buffing it back up a bit, which is nice. Oblivion Wing, obviously just useful for Yveltal, so irrelevant for Great League purposes, but increases the user's defense and guarantee chance, so could be good. In Master League, Brick Break goes up 10 damage. Pretty underwhelming move prior to this, but might be a little bit better. Who knows? Meteor Mash, energy cost decrease, so that's a buff. Vice Grip goes up 30 damage. That's a lot. That is a lot. Is it relevant though? Is a better question. Now, Dragon Energy is going down 10 damage, so it used to be a Frenzy Plant clone, but now it's going to do a little bit less damage than that. Spatial Rend energy cost is increased. Obviously, only a Palkia Origin specific thing, but I do think that is an important nerf because Dragon Breath just made it way too fast to get to those moves. Parabolic Charge energy cost is increased. That's going to be a direct nerf to things like the Dene and Healisk, Belly Bolt, stuff like that. Primarily probably Belly Bolt and Ultra League because the Dene is not that oppressive in Great League at the moment, in my opinion. All right, and then these are the attack updates for Pokemon. So Ursaluna gets the Fast Attack Smackdown. So does Go-Go gets the Charge Attack Rock Slide. I believe the original data mines show that this is what it was supposed to get, but they got rid of it before it was released because it was so limited. But now that it's more readily accessible to everyone in the world, I do think it's nice to be able to buff it. Delmise gets Brutal Swing. Tentacruel gets Payback. Ursaluna and Houndstone get Play Rough. Doublade gets Shadow Claw. Ludicolo gets Astonish. Hisuian Samurott, Doublade, Kartana all get Sacred Sword. Titan gets Superpower. Blaziken gets Order Sphere. That's going to be an interesting one. Regidrago gets the newly buffed Vice Grip. The Dunsparce gets Body Slam. Melodic, Luminion both get Aqua Tail. Ludicolo gets Weather Ball. Ludicolo, Bronzong, Both get water weather ball because it could be, you know, a bunch of different typings, but specifically the water one. Suicune gets water gun. Hydreigon gets fly. Glalie gets powder snow. It used to only have like, I think, ice shard and rollout, so gets a nice 2-turn move. Lunatone gets ice weather ball. If you're a Tom Cruise fan, maybe you'll enjoy that one. Kyogre gets Avalanche, so a lot cheaper than Blizzard. Cetitan gets Icicle Spear, so that's a double buff to Cetitan. Aerodactyl and Tyranitar gets Dragon Breath. I didn't even know Tyranitar could learn Dragon Breath, but that's interesting. The Dunsparce gets Dragon Tail. Lucario gets Meteor Mash. Kartana gets Fury Cutter. Dash Bun gets Fire Fang. Solrock gets Fire Weather Ball. And then Blaziken gets another buff with Ember as a fast attack, and Gorgeit's gets Incinerate. So they're going to differentiate itself a little bit from Trevenant, the other ghost grass type. All right. With that being said, let's take a look at how this is all gonna shape up. Let me catch up with the comments real quick, because I have comments on both TikTok and YouTube. So Bastia S tier or pre-recorded? I like it. Is there any rock psychics or just Lunatone and Solrock? Yeah, I think it's just those two. Yeah, Gengar's definitely not going to be meta, unfortunately. Oranguru going crazy. Yeah, I don't know if Oranguru is going to be super meta, but it'll be interesting. All right. Yay, what's up, Neon? All right, here we go again with another tier list. Yes, sir. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to tier all the stuff that gets newly buffed stuff for starters, and then we'll go from there. Ursaluna. So I created a new category here. So I usually have like, I create 2 new categories. So I usually have top meta, meta, fringe meta. I threw in might be usable because there's a few things that fell into like the bad / fringe meta category that were like kind of in between those, right? It just became a really big catch-all category that I felt like could be teased out a little bit more. Bad is just straight up should just be bad. Like there's like maybe some of the best players in the world can maybe make it useful, but overall it's going to be bad. Hard garbage is something you shouldn't even try. And the irrelevant is going to be things that like got like a Master League buff, but it's not really relevant in Great League, right? So I think Ursaluna is going to go into that category. Tyranitar also going to go into that category. Kyogre as well, obviously. Let's just move some of these stuff in here. Kartana is usable in Great League, so I won't throw that in there. I think those are going to be the main ones for Master League purposes. That are like purely Master League, maybe Ultra League, but like never really in Great League. So that's going to be kind of how that goes. All right, and then let's take a look at the actual things that did get a buff, starting with Cetitan. So Cetitan, you might be wondering, is this really good? Powder Stone got a buff, Icicle Spear got a buff, and it got Superpower. This is a triple buff to Cetitan. But it does have a lot of bulk to it too, so I wouldn't be shocked. Pure Ice type, I think this is one that I'm going to have to wait and see a bit. It does have really good access to move pool, and with like, you know, it could hit super effective against Walrein. Walrein's got to throw neutral Earthquake, whereas this thing has super effective superpower. Ice fighting type is pretty interesting coverage overall. So I might put it in fringe meta. I don't think it'll be meta, but it might be in fringe meta. I think some people might be able to make it useful, but who knows if that's going to be the case or not. Blaziken doesn't actually jump up as high as you would expect it to, with Ember, Aura Sphere, and Blast Burn going to be the moveset choice. You could honestly use Blaze Kick. Blast Burn's kind of not the best play in my mind because it's kind of overkill on damage. Although Ember doesn't do that much damage to itself, so I think the rankings maybe skewed it a bit if you have it. You know what? Actually, let me just take a look. So Shadow Blaziken ranks at 200, which is not very high. But let's put it. It has Blast Burn right now, 28 wins, 23 losses. So just barely breaking over 500 against the meta. If you throw on Blaze Kick instead of Blast Burn, how does that look? 25 wins, 26 losses. You actually lose more out of it. So that is not a great sign for the Blaziken. I will say that. I think it could be one of those that does do a little bit better than you would expect it to. Actually, something else I'm very curious about is what if it has counter? So counter Blaze Kick gives it 14 wins, 37 losses. This is not looking good. And for the Blast Burn, yeah, that's not helping much. So even though Blaziken got like a double buff in a way, I don't know if I'm super convinced by it. I'll put it at fringe meta, but it might only be like, might be usable for what it's worth. Yeah, I think Blaze kick spam is better. Yeah, I think regardless of what the rankings say, like this is one of those that might be a little bit better than it simulates. But at 200 overall is not a great sign for it. Reggie Drago did drop a little bit in how strong it was with the nerf to Dragon Entry, but Vice Grip getting that big of a buff is actually quite nice. That's going to do a good chunk of damage, and you will be able to dish out a good amounts with it ranking at 21 overall. I don't know if it'll be super meta though, but I think it'll be stupid safe. Yeah, because it gives you the coverage move you need. Before you had Hyper Beam, but Hyper Beam was just like it was just like too expensive, right? So let's take a look at normal moves here real quick and see kind of how that goes. So Vice Grip is, in comparison, 40 energy, 70 damage, 1.75 energy efficiency. Hyper Beam is 80 energy, 150 damage. It's only slightly more efficient at 1.87, but just the fact that you get to it at half the time length is kind of crazy. Meanwhile, if you look at Dragon Energy, it's 45, so Vice Grip actually is even cheaper than Dragon Energy, and Dragon Energy was already pretty quick to get to. I mean, it used to be a Frenzy Plant clone, right? So now it's not even that, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's actually a pretty sizable upgrade for it. So we'll put it in meta for now, because I think it's just very good, like, neutrally speaking, right? So we'll see. Melodic for Ultra League? That's a good question. I will cover the Ultra League tier list probably tomorrow. But for Great League, let's take a look at it, because it does get... Well, it got Aqua Tail, right? It does make it a little bit spammier. Dragon Tail, Aqua Tail, Wrap is not bad, right? Wrap has what? The guaranteed debuff chance as well. So it's kind of nice. But it still only ranks at 158 overall. I think it's something that people can make use of, but I don't love it. However, if ice types keep picking up in usage, then it might be good, because you resist ice damage, right? Whereas, you know, some other stuff that usually does dragon damage, like with Dragon Tail, it's going to be weak to it because it's usually a dragon type, right? Obviously, Dragon Tail doesn't do that much damage anymore. It's more energy oriented, but it might be okay. So, where is this Melodic at? Did I already move it? No, I didn't. Why am I blanking? Oh, here it is. I put it at more of a fringe meta pick for now. Why is this graphic so much weirder than the other one? I don't know. It's a little bit lower. Yeah. Water Pulse? I thought I got Aqua Tail. No, I got Aqua Tail. Yeah. Yeah. Something else I got Aqua Tail was Luminion. And Luminion is not something I have high hopes for. 261. Silver Wind, too. Water Gun, Luminion. I think this is just going to be straight bad. It might even be hot garbage. Speaking of water types that might be hot garbage, Suicune with Water Gun is not going to do it too much. It already has a lot of water coverage. It's just bad. It's just bad. I wouldn't say it's hot garbage territory, but I think it's going to be on the bad side of things. Other water types, Tentacool is... Payback is kind of a weird one. I think this will be much better for Ultra League purposes. But Tentacruel was already kind of on the weird side of things. I put it at more fringe meta. I don't think it's completely unusable, but it's definitely not something that you'll probably use very often. No, it's, yeah, 100%. I think it used to be a chance, but now it's 100%. But yeah. How's Shadow Mewtwo for Great League? Yeah, not... Mewtwo? Definitely not. Yeah, I don't have it on the tier list. But Registeel's playable. Oh, that's a good question. Probably, yeah. We'll. Oh wait, hold on. Click here to remove or reorder image. How do I remove? Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me just get rid of this real quick, because I just realized I have 2 Blaziken. Okay, I have 2 Blaziken on here, so let me just get rid of that on the graphic. And it's gone. Perfect. I don't know why I had that. Okay. So, Registeel, I will talk about it. Let me go over the things that did get changes real quick, and then we'll talk about that. But I have Registeel on here because it's still kind of a bulk machine. Ludicolo, you got Weather Ball with Water Weather Ball and Astonish. Now, with the amount of ghosts getting buffs, it might not be bad. It's ranked 72 overall. I don't know if I believe it's that good, you know? So, obviously, you beat, like, Azumarill. Here's the thing. Weather Ball is a really cheap move, and Lee Storm hits like an absolute truck. These sims are always going to favor stuff like Ludicolo because you could bait so well in the one shield. But that being said, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be like an absolute powerhouse. So I'm going to have to wait and see on this one, but I don't think it's going to be as good as it might sim. And it doesn't even sim that good for what it's worth, you know? So, yeah. But definitely not as that bad. Yeah, Shadow Mewtwo it's too frail. It's way too frail. Shadow Mewtwo is like hardly that much better than like Shadow Mewtwo and Master League for what it's worth. Or non-Shadow Mewtwo and Master League. But yeah, Samurott. This is going to be the Hisuian Samurott, and it's actually much worse than the non-Hisuian form. So, Sacred Sword with Fury Cutter, Icy Wind. That, honestly, just looking at the moveset alone, looks to be really good. But I actually don't think it's that good because it just, I don't know. The typing's just kind of weird there, and it's probably better than like a Greninja, maybe. This... I think it's actually going to be a little bit better than it sims, or than it looks. So I'll put it here because it has really good moveset coverage. I just don't think it's going to actually be good, though. I don't know. The stat product is just not really there. You beat, like, Malamar. But, okay. This is how bad it is. It's a dark type that loses to Galarian Corsola. That's not a good sign. That's really a bad sign. You lose to Galarian Corsola in all even shields, and you're the dark type here. You have the type advantage. You're resisting the Astonish. Obviously, you're throwing Resistant Fury Cutter for what it's worth, so there's that. I don't really love that at all. You have Sacred Sword, super effective into Credilli. Credilli's throwing just straight acid, neutral. You have... Yeah, Fury Cutter super effective too, right? Yeah, I think it's super effective as well. And you're doing super effective damage, and you only win the 2 shields into Credilli on top of it. I don't know. I don't really like it, actually. I might actually bump it down a bit. That's actually kind of underwhelming. Despite the really good moveset, I think the stat product is just not there. How about Bastion Overshadow Registeel Spotlight Hour next week? Wait, Spotlight Hours for what? Shieldon? Bastion, I'll just play it out this way. Bastion 100% is way more useful than Registeel coming this season. Registeel is just like a little too low. Amoonguss still better than Ludicolo? Yeah. I don't have Ludicolo on here because recently buffed stuff. I don't have Amoonguss on here because... Oh, wait. Why do I have Ludicolo on here twice, too? That's my bad. I'll get rid of that later. But, okay. Alright, so... don't love the Hisuian Samurott for what it's worth. Bronzong, it got Weather Ball. So it gives it a little bit coverage in the fire types. Confusion with Payback. It's going to be kind of limited. But... It just I don't really see a good use for it in Open Great League. Maybe in what do you call it, limited formats for sure. Delmise, Ghost, Grass type, Shadow Claw, Power Whip, Brutal Swing. This thing's just, it's so bad. There's all the Ghost Grass types in general, so Delmise will be our first hot garbage Pokemon of the day. Okay, for sure, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Aki. Yeah, great. Ultra League will be available tomorrow too. So 2 Lucario as well. Yeah, why is there so many doubles? Oh, this Lucario makes sense because I accidentally left that in. Okay, I will clean that up though if I see any too many other duplicates. Actually, let me just get rid of these 2 for now. Oh wait, shoot, that's not what I meant to do. Let me just get rid of these 2 because I could just easily do it with this option right here. All right, it's this Lucario, and then, what was the other one? Ludicolo, yeah. Get rid of this. All right, that's actually nice that I could just quickly adjust there. Okay, things are looking a-okay here. Speaking of Lucario, let's take a look at Lucario right here. Force Palm, Aura Sphere, Shadow Ball. Aura Sphere, I don't know. It got Meteor Mash, right? But you don't really need Meteor Mash for much. Shadow Ball, though, is cheaper, so it's nice. It's just a little too frail for my liking. It might be okay. It might be okay. I think it's better than, like, these 2, but it's just a little bit hard to use. In limited cups, I think it could be really, really good, though. Bingo with the Delmise, yeah. The Delmise is not it. The Dunsparce. Yeah, I got Body Slam, but I think this thing is not that good for... Like, it's a worse Dunsparce, right? Like, what do you really need it for? You have Body Slam for stat, but, like, I feel like you kind of like the Rock Slide coverage. Could be useful, though. I don't know. I don't love it. It's just, like, you have better options, in my mind. But it could be a niche pick, maybe. Some people might be able to make it work. I don't know. I didn't think Hydreigon would work, and someone did pretty good with it even at Vegas. So, and Hydreigon did get a buff. So let's talk about that one. Got Fly, Brutal Swing, Dragon Breath. Shadow Hydreigon is 41 overall. That's actually kind of nuts. Not gonna lie. It's kind of nuts. That's a lot higher than I would have put it. 109 for the non-shadow is still pretty high. So there's a lot of... So here's the thing, right? When you look at rankings like this, you need to look at what's at the highest. Galarian Corsa, number 1. All right, so that's pretty up there. You got Dusknoir, 13. Aegis/Shield, 12 overall. You got Spiritomb at 18. You got Sableye, Shadow Sableye. Now, Jellicent at 20. That's like almost like a quarter, maybe even more than a quarter of the top 20 are ghost types. Why is that important when you look at these rankings? Is because things that beat those things high up are also get super boosted. So because of that, even though Hydreigon might not be as good as 41, it's going to look really good in Sims because the top of the Sims are ghost types. But the thing is, you're not going to run a Galarian Corsola, Jellicent, and Dusknoir team. So yes, it might be good to ghost, but most people are going to have 1, maybe at most 2 ghosts on their team of 3. So the Hydreigon is overvalued based on what else is tiered really high, essentially. Again, I'm not saying Hydreigon's not good. I don't know if it's going to be that good, though, is the thing. So I will put it in the fringe meta category for now. I don't know if Hydreigon's going to be meta. It is so frail. 2 charms and is almost taken out. Yeah. You got to run that team now? Wish you luck. Hey, I wish you don't run to Hydreigon because it's going to look like a rank 1 pick at that. How do you deal with Galarian Weezing? With Hydreigon? Or just in general? Yeah. Galarian Weezing is... it's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, so it's actually not too bad. Shadow Salamence, yeah, it could be a thing. JJ lost to Hydreigon, then lost to Zweilous next round. That's tough. Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I didn't even get to see those players because they're so far ahead. But yeah, I mean, the typing for Dragon Dark is super unique, right? And it does provide some good coverage. So, and resistances, but Brutal Swing every 2 fast attacks is kind of crazy. Yeah. I don't know. It would be cool to see Hydreigon in the meta. I'm not hating on it, but I think I'm cautious. I'm cautious on it. Go-Goat, though. Is Go-Goat the GOAT is the real question. Oh, wait, is it? No, it's not even Go-Goat. It's, what's this thing called? It's, no, it is Go-Goat. Sorry. I don't know why I thought it was like a evolved form. Yeah. Go-Goat is at 166 overall. So it's actually not as high as you would think with Leaf Blade, Vine Whip, and Rock Slide. I think it's okay. It gives us some coverage. It gives an alternative to Credilli for what it's worth. So if you look at grass types overall, Credilli's still at number 4 overall. It's so hard to topple over Credilli because Rock Gym debuffs you, Acid gives you coverage into other grass types, and it gives you neutral coverage into flyers and stuff like, you know, fire types. Whereas Vine Whip is not going, it's like it's a better Go-Goats, right? You have rock and grass coverage, but you also could throw a poison move in the fast attack if you want. Bolt Seed's also fine and very serviceable as a 3-turn grass move if you want to go for that instead. I think Go-Go is okay, but I just don't see a lot of reason to run it over a Credilli. Yeah, you don't have the rock weakness to like steel and fighting, but you also don't have the resistances there. So you're taking not neutral damage from fire types, you're taking super effective. I don't think it's going to be meta, but we'll see. Maybe I'll put it here. It's just like, what reason would you run this over Credilli, right? I think that's the main issue. More of a Master League thing for Hydreigon? Yeah, I think so. But it is ranked really high, though, for Great League. That's the thing that's throwing me off a bit. Similar stats as Dragonite, so it's not the worst. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. I think it seems misleading, because once you see, like, a fairy on it, it looks like it has, like, no bulk to it, but it's just being double weak to it. Yeah, more than anything else. Dash Bun, I really don't even want to tier this one, but I don't think it's going to be good. Honestly, I'll put it in the bad category. I don't think it's useless, but I'll put it as bad. It's probably better than like all these things, but it's not good. That thing's had so many chances to be good. Obviously, it'll beat a Hydreigon, but Soul Rock, Side Wave, Weather Ball, Rock Slide, 200 overall. That's not great. I'll put it at bad as well. I mean, I think it has a little bit more unique coverage than the Dash Bun, but I don't know. I'm about to break Tom Cruise's heart with the Lunatone one. Sidewave, Weather Ball, Rock Slide, also not very good with the Lunatone. Actually, a little bit worse than the Soul Rock, for what it's worth. So we will tier that one. But these are just some random stuff that's on the tier list just because. Kartana all the way at 294. Fury Cutter, Leaf Blade, Sacred Sword, and he is certified garbage. It's a little too frail for my liking. You could cheese people with some Razor Leaf, but there's just not a lot of targets for that these days. It's just way too frail. You had a rank 1 Lunatone? Yeah. I do too for Ultra League, I think. But sometimes just because it's a good rank, unfortunately, it's not good enough. Gourgeist, whether it's large, super, average, or small, it is moving up in the rankings a bit with Incinerate. It does give it some more unique coverage as a grass ghost type with a fire move. I think it's the only grass ghost type with a fire move. The others being what, Trevenant and Delmise, and we know how Delmise is. It's ranked 114 overall with the large form. Shadow Ball did get a buff, and you have Seed Bomb for some spammier stuff. I don't know about this one. Again, kind of a weird one. I'll put it here. It's just like, I think Trevenant's still going to be a little bit better, even if you have Incinerate. It's just like, if you have, like, why use a Gourgeist as a grass counter when you could just use, like, an actual grass counter, right? Also, like, even if you have super effective Incinerate into, like, Trevenant in the head-to-head, Trevenant has super effective Shadow Punch, or Sucker Punch, or Shadow Claw. So, it's not really that much of a heads-up play. Gourgeist Fast Seize combo, yeah. A lot of fast attack pressure there, for sure, if you want to offer something like that. I remember there was a couple where people ran double Grass Steel. I do too. I did use Kartana myself, some Razor Leaf Kartana, and it was pretty degen, and it was actually not even that good, even when I tried using it. Houndstone, you have the you have the Shadow Ball buff, so it does have Shadow Ball, and you do have Play Rough now, and it is absolutely still hot garbage, so we'll throw it in there. It's just not good. Yeah, it doesn't even recommend Play Rough, but it doesn't really pick up anything. Rank 545 overall. That's not doing too good for you. Doublade though gets oh yeah, I have the each stats on here. Okay, good. It gets, what did it get? Sacred Sword, I think. Was it Sacred Sword? Yeah, I got Sacred Sword. So that's actually pretty good for Doublade. However, this doesn't have the stat product of Aegis/Shield, so keep that in mind. It is ranked 32 overall though. Shadow Claw, Sacred Sword, Gyro Ball. I do hope that this becomes more accessible because it's not the easiest to access here. But some key wins. You beat Bastion, obviously, with Sacred Sword. You go into Credilli. This is actually kind of a nice one because you resist everything the Credilli throws at you. So it's actually a great answer to Credilli. It shows that you beat Shadow Scizor, probably because you could tank the Night Slash and they're doing resisted damage. So maybe a Shadow Scizor check. Good into Wigglytuff with the Gyro Ball. Beats a Azumarill. This thing might actually be pretty good. Those are like a lot of top meta picks, right? Bastion, Credilli, Shadow Scizor, Wigglytuff, Azumarill. That's a lot of stuff. Obviously, you lose to Ghost types, right? You lose to Corviknight, but like those are to be expected. You win what you should win. And you have coverage on Galarian Corsa, even though Galarian Corsa does beat you. You keep it actually a lot closer than you think. This actually is kind of neat. And I'm going to throw in the meta category for now. I don't think it'll be like S tier, but those are some pretty impressive wins. Yeah. Although Marowak is on there just from some past stuff. Some of this stuff is going to be a lot worse, though. So I will get to those, yeah. Yeah, Summer Cup. Oh, I got Shadow Call, too. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So definitely good. Okay, we're almost done with all the things that recently got buffed, and then we'll go to things that got impacted or just really solid. So Glalie, it has Powder Snow, but it's still recommended to have rollouts. Avalanche and Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is slightly buffed here too. I don't think Glalie is going to be that useful for what it's worth. I'll put it at somewhere around here. It's just like, again, there's probably better ice types to go with. But having an ice type that does have some ghost coverage is kind of okay, I guess. I don't think it's going to be good, though. You do have the Powder Snow option if you want to go for that instead. And the Aerodactyl gets Dragon Breath. And what does that do for it? Absolutely not much. This is going to be also joining the hot garbage category. Might be a little bit better than Kartana, but I don't think it's going to do too much. Okay. What Pokemon was that? Which one? The Glalie? This is Glalie. This is Doublade? Doublade right there. I'm not sure which one. In the meta category. Oh, Doublade. Yeah, this is Doublade. So it evolves into Aegis Slash. Hone Edge evolves into it, which is like a newer addition to Pokemon Go, and also later generation. Evolves into Doublade, which evolves into Aegislash. Actually, you know what? Speaking of Aegislash, let's just talk about that one real quick. Aegislash all the way at number 12 overall. Psycho Cut, Shadow Ball, Gyro Ball. Obviously, the Shadow Ball helps it a lot. Why is Aegislash so high up here right now is the real question, right? So, great Intercredilli. Beats a Azumarill. I guess the Shadow Ball buff helps it a lot. Beats Jellicent somehow. Ghost in the Ghost. But I'm surprised about that one. Beats Wigglytuff because he resists damage. Beats Galarian Corsola somehow. A lot of it might be related to, like... I don't know. You're not even baiting here. It is super expensive to make. I don't know if it's going to be super meta, but it does have really impressive wins for what it's worth. The form change is what's going to really mess you up. Because this is Aegislash Shield. Aegislash Sword is not even on here for some reason in the rankings. But Aegislash Sword is what makes it really hard to play. Because every time you use a move, it changes, right? I think Doublade is going to be the much more consistent option here of the Sword family. I'll put it might be usable. I don't know. It's too inconsistent with the Sword form, I think. It is too inconsistent. Yeah, can the buff work better on its Frost? Yeah, I agree. But, yeah, I think Aegislash Sword is, or Shield is just way too inconsistent to do much. But, happy to be proven wrong. I know some people asked about Registeel. Let's talk about all the Steel types. Let's just get the Steel types over with here. So, Registeel overall ranked at 140 with the Focus Blast, Zap Cannon combination. I don't know. It's just too hard to play in my mind. It's too slow. So many things outpace it these days. Could be fringe meta, though, still. I put it, like, here. It's just, like, it's not as good as it used to be. I don't think it's unusable. It's just... there's just too many things for it, you know? There's just better Steel type options. If you're going to go for Steel, just go for better Steel type options. So, other Steel type options. Bastion at 6 overall. Well, let's see what it beats. Great into this. Lose here. You're fine into this. You have play into this. You beat this, actually. You beat this. You beat this. It's just, like, very oppressive in the winning matchups. Yes, it hard loses a lot of matchups, too. But the fact that you can't flip switch against it is kind of crazy. It's going to be meta for now. I might even move to top tier. For GBL purposes, for sure. Show 6 purposes, definitely not top tier. It's hard to use still, but it is definitely high meta. Very high meta. Corviknight is technically a Steel type as well. More seen as a flyer, but it is, yeah, still pretty strong, I think. It's a hard Pokemon to run, though, in my mind. It is good, but it takes a lot of piloting because the sand attack is good in some ways, but sometimes you just want more fast attack pressure from other realms of things. It didn't get really nerfed or anything, and it has a lot of coverage in the ghost types, but it also is, I don't know. I'll put it at meta for now. I don't think it's like top tier because it's not like that broken, right? So just evolve Hone Edge. What moveset do I need? Yeah, so for Doublade, you want Shadow Claw, Sacred Sword, and Gyro Ball. Yeah. Barbarnacle is definitely not. I don't even have that material list. Yeah, it's not gonna be great. All right, Fortress is next up here on 17th overall out of things that I have in tier list already. Bug Bite, Sand Tomb, Rock Tomb could be okay. There's a lot of grass types. I mean, if Hydreigon's really relevant, then that's gonna get a buff, right? For sure. I think it's gonna be maybe meta. We'll see. It's ranked really high. I might bump this down to fringe meta as we go along with things, but it has some utility for sure. Steelix is all the way at 42 overall. I do think Steelix is actually a lot better than it seems. So I will probably put Steelix at maybe meta. I don't know. The Doublade actually makes it a little bit dicey. Because here's the thing. If Doublade has Sacred Sword, and this thing's like pretty good too, right? Like it's not bad into Steelix. It's just like, would you run Steelix over Doublade? Would you run Steelix over Scizor, right? I mean, Scizor versus Steelix is kind of on, like, kind of even when it comes to things. They both have a lot of utility, so you probably want to run both. But Scizor is shortly after that. Shadow Scizor at 46 overall. Scizor does look pretty strong in this current meta. I'll put it here. I think it's a little bit safer than Bastion for what it's worth, but it's got great typing, pacing super fast. There are going to be things that check it, but I don't think it's going to be unchecked for what it's worth. Fast move is Shadow Claw, yeah, for the Doublade. That's going to be just a slightly better one, especially in the Ghost head-to-heads. All right, Empoleon at 34, Shadow Empoleon. I think this is definitely still on the meta side of things. I don't think it's like super broken, but it's really, really safe still. Tinkaton's okay too. Again, I think it's like okay. Depends on how much Hydreigon really picks up, right? But there's a lot of things that beat Tinkaton. And with Corviknight still being super prevalent in the meta, I think it's still okay. I'll put it at the bottom of meta. But like the meta's good category is going to be a little bit on the bigger side because I wouldn't call it fringe. It's still really, really solid, right? And the typing's still really, really good. But Kanto Weezing, good old rollout and a buff Shadow Ball. I don't have it on my list, but for you, I will look it up. So Kanto Weezing is all the way at 500. That'll save it a hot garbage slots that I didn't have to add on to it. Yeah. But hey, what's up, Stimmy's Fit? Okay. Other steel types, I don't know if there's too much left else on here. Oh, Alolan Sandslash is at 59 overall. This thing's just not as good as it used to be. Just getting outmatched from quite a few things here. I think it's probably still better than Registeel. Yeah, definitely better than Registeel. But Shadow Bastion 71. That's why you don't really run the Shadow. Clefty's on here, but I don't even have that for good reason. I think that does it for all of our steel types I have on here. Yeah, I think so. My Doublade can't learn Shadow Claw. No. Because it's not the new season yet. Sorry. So it won't start until about 13 hours from now. Yeah, you need to wait for new season to teach it because it's gonna be a new blade, new move. Yeah. So save your TM. Sorry about that. I completely blanked out on it. Oh, Jirachi, is Jirachi on here? I think Jirachi is, but Jirachi's not gonna be pretty low. Where is Jirachi? I do remember seeing it here somewhere. Am I blanking? How am I this bad at seeing stuff? Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, so Jirachi. Where does Jirachi rank in all this? 240. Confusion in a meta with a lot of steel types and maybe dark types is not ideal. Also a lot of ghost types, so that's not going to, it's going to struggle a little bit. Doom Desire and Orsphere is great coverage for it, but I don't know. It's like not great. I would put it maybe here. I wouldn't say it's bad, but like it's just, there's just better steel types. Yeah, sorry. It's a new edition. That's my fault. Yeah. But all right, so yeah, sorry about that. So we did, thank you for pointing that out. So Jirachi is there. All right. Jirachi is locked in. Let's take a look at some other stuff. Let's start with fairy types that I might have not covered because I've seen the Wigglytuff right here. Wigglytuff is 19th overall. It's interesting. There's going to be a lot of steel types around. I do think it's still quite good in the right situation and is pretty oppressive into some of these types. So I think it could be good. Let's put it here for now. Yeah, it's a little bit inflexible, but it is what it is. Azumarill. Is Azumarill back is the real question. Number 2 overall. And that's with a lot of ground types not really being that prevalent. Azumarill definitely took a dive a bit, right? Here's the thing why Azumarill might be back. All these different steel types, particularly Doublade, makes Credillia a lot harder to use. So if Credillia is a lot hard to use, and also the Denne's out of the picture, what is Azumarill really scared of here? Well, we'll have to see, but overall, it looks pretty solid into a lot of these things. Yeah, Bastion's not great. You're not great into Scizor, but you could take some of the damage. I don't know, though. But you're decent into Corviknight. Corviknight really struggles there because you're just throwing Air Cutter, right? You're pretty good into the Regidrago, for what it's worth. Doublade is not amazing into it, but it probably should win. It does win that matchup, though. So, is Azumarill back on top is the real question. I think it's going to be, but Azumarill fears Kanto Weezing, yeah. The Kanto Weezing, man. All right, Clefable did get Meteor Mash. No, Meteor Mash got a buff. Sorry. Entry cost is decreased, I believe. I don't think it makes Clefable that good, though. Kind of a fringe meta, I would say. Put it like here. I don't think there's a lot of reasons to run the Clefable, but I could be wrong. Morgrim. Grimmsnarl definitely not it, but Morgrim with the very unique type of Dark Fairy. I don't know. I could see this being more useful than a Clefable. I think Clefable's issue is that it's too, like, overlaps with other fairies. Morgrim, though, on the other hand, I can see it maybe having a little bit of play here or there. It's XL, though. Super expensive, but the typing is kind of nice, and I did lose to quite a few in the Catch Cup, so we'll see. All right, Alolan Ninetales. I think Alolan Ninetales is benefiting saving grace here is that it has play into Corviknight, which if it's the main steel type of choice, could be good. And Adequin's just won a tournament with it. And it looked stupid safe for him. Is it actually going to be good in this upcoming season is the real question. The Powder Snow buff definitely helps it a bit. And I don't know. I think this ranking is a little misleading. Obviously, a lot of steel types are going to push this in the rankings further down. But I think it actually might be okay. Yeah. I'm going to put it... I think it's better than Ludicolo. I think I'm going to be Fringe. I don't think it's going to be the easiest fairy type to use. But I think a lot of people might be able to use it pretty well. Foul Play buff might help. Oh, yes, true. Foul Play does help Morgrem actually quite a bit. I didn't realize that. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry to spoil it for you. I thought you would have realized by now because the tournament's been for a few days. But yeah, I do have my Best Fight Deep Dive series releasing tomorrow on it. So my apologies for the spoilers on that. I got to spoil it myself too when I opened Twitter yesterday before I recorded. My apologies. My one of my biggest pet peeves in the world is spoilers, so I do feel particularly bad if I spoil things for other people as well. Glaring Weezing is at 88. For context, Klefki is actually ranked higher than Glaring Weezing. Shout out Glaring Weezing. But Fairy Wind, Sludge, Brutal Swing, no buffs to it or anything like that. It's okay. I think it's just better fairy types these days, but it's not bad. I just think, you know, a lot of Mudslappers still, a lot of steel types. You don't have a lot of great coverage for it. In Show 6, particularly hard to use, but even in GBL, I think there's just better options these days. So I will put it in the more fringe meta category, I think. Might be okay, but I think there's just better fairy types. Togekiss is ranked a little bit lower. I think it's still okay. It's just... I wouldn't put it in meta. I honestly think alone Niantic is going to be better than it. So we'll put it here. Yeah, we'll put it there. I mean, this is a sim hero, so this might be still better than Ludicolo for what it's worth. Yeah, still worth. Yeah, definitely still worth watching. Yeah. It was a crazy run. That guy's just cracked on it. He just makes it look too easy. Like, I was looking at his gameplay, I was like, I don't know how he loses. Like, but I was like, he's not doing the craziest, fanciest stuff either. He just better, I guess. I don't know what it is. Carping drops all the way to 117. Rockthrow, Rockslide, Moonblast. That's the lowest I've seen Carping in a while. And it's because of all these steel types. Again, this is the story of how the rankings go, right? You got Gyro Ball on the Doublade that's ranked really high. You got Meteor Mash on the Clefable. You got all these other steel types. And it's really going to struggle. Well, it actually beats Corviknight because Corviknight, if you drop Iron Head, right? But you lose to Bastiodon. You hard lose to this. I don't think Carpink is as bad as it seems. You know, usually Carpink is a lot worse than it looks in the rankings. But for once, the rankings actually make it look a lot worse than it is. I actually don't think Carpink is that bad. Is it usable? It's okay. It's okay. I'll put it here. It's just that there's better options, but in the right situation, Carpink's still Carpink. You can't do anything against it with a Galarian Moltres. You can't do anything against it with a Regidrago, right? So, like, your hard wins are still crazy hard wins. It's just that I think more people are going to opt for different rock types, primarily Bastiodon, right? Because you're going to be weak to grass here, which is one of the biggest downsides. And you lose the head-to-head, of course. Oh, you're still finishing Vegas. Oh, no worries, yeah. But yeah, there's just so many tournaments these days. Actually, funny enough, it's actually less than there used to be. All right, Florges is actually ranked a lot lower than I expected to, but a lot of this is just based on the moveset it has. It's a good generalist, but it doesn't hard win a lot of things, especially with Chilling Water and Trailblaze. And with less Mud Boys around, it might not hard win much. I think it's okay. I still think it's fairly safe. I don't know if it's going to be better than some of these other stuff. I would still be willing to put it in meta, despite the rankings. I think it's okay. You know, like, you're really safe. You don't hard win stuff. Like, I don't even know if you beat the Regidrago consistently, but it's still okay as a safer option. So I will put it here for now. But it doesn't hard win much. And I'm generally a big Florges hater, mostly because I didn't evolve mine for Great League and Ultra League. So I've been waiting for this December community for freaking forever. But it's finally coming around the corner, so I might not be as big of a hater after that. Okay, outside of that, there's not really any other... Oh, Dedenne, yeah. Dedenne getting the... They actually have Dedenne running Discharge instead of Parabolic, which is kind of crazy. All right, so Discharge, 29 wins, 21 losses. With Parabolic Charge, let's see how it ranks. I mean, this is assumed guesses, so it still wins more Parabolic Charge. That's just, you know, maybe just like a P-Poke thing. But it's definitely not as good as it used to be. The real question is how much are they nerfing it? I don't know. I think it's just there's just going to be better options, right? The Dedenne. I still think it's still okay, but if they nerf it too much, this thing's already was like kind of hard to use this season. It's going to be a little bit harder. So yeah, but I think that does it for all of our fairy types. Speaking of fairies, the things that are really weak to it are dragons. Altaria is going to be the one right after Regidrago at the second highest ranked dragon type. I do like Altaria in the sense that it has a lot of play into the dragon types, or sorry, into the steel types. Obviously not great into the fairy types, but here's the thing: if Wigglytuff's not around as much, it's not bad as the Florges. It's got coverage into the Tinkaton as well. I actually think Altaria might be actually really strong in this upcoming meta. You have play, you have the flame. The flamethrower coverage is what makes it really, really solid, and you beat Corviknight. What's there to lose? Yeah, you lose to Bastion. A lot of people don't use Bastion in Show 6. In Go Battle League, sure, but you have a little bit better coverage than you used to, at least. I don't know. I think Altaria is going to be pretty solid here, and it is stupid bulky, so you have that going for it. That being said, what else do we have here? Okay, so the other dragons we have Zweilous. Let me restart my music real quick. So Zweilous has that dark dragon typing as well. Dark Pulse, Body Slam, Dragon Breath. It's actually ranked higher than Hydreigon. Would I put it in meta though? Maybe. I don't love it for the bulk of it, but maybe. Because if Doublade really catches on, it could be solid. You resist that damage. However, Doublade does have Sacred Sword for you. I honestly think Hydreigon might be a little bit better, but that's just me. I don't know. Brutal Swing's just a little bit fast to get to. Fly's kind of a nice coverage move. It's the same exact type. Oh, yeah, it's the same exact typing. I actually might put Zweilous a little bit behind it, even though the rankings say otherwise. But it's just because it's slightly bulkier. I think Hydreigon in the right situation could be kind of deadly. That's just me, though. Because, like, you have a Zweilous into a Scizor, you have to go Dark Pulse or Bait Body Slam. Hydreigon could just throw Brutal Swing, and that damage really adds up, because you're also a stupid high attack weighted Pokemon. Yeah, and Fly just hits a lot harder than Body Slam, especially from Hydreigon, so into a Azumarill. You know what I'm curious about? Does Hydreigon beat Azumarill? No, it does not. Okay. Well, wait, hold on. Let me see in the 2 shields. So in the 2 shields... No, it doesn't. Okay. Well, maybe a little bit underwhelming still. But I would still like to believe that Hydreigon might be better than Zweilous in this upcoming meta. But only time will tell. Goodra, pretty safe generalist. Aqua Tail, Thunder Punch, Dragon Breath. 37 overall. I think it's okay. I'd probably put it at the bottom of meta. I think it's better than these other Dark Dragons, but I don't know if it's going to be like super, super good. Guzzlord, Dragon Tail, Brutal Swing, Sludge Bomb. I do like Guzzlord for the bulk it has. I just think it's a little bit more reliable than Zweilous and stuff, so I will put that a little bit further down. With all these ghosts picking up in usage, it could be nice too. Wait, do I not have a Guzzlord on here? Am I tripping? Oh. I forgot. Oh, no, here it is. I was going to say. All right. Hakamo. Oh. Nah, I don't know about this one. It's got Raichu. It's just like better options for dragons in my mind. It is ranked 40 overall, but I think it's a bit of a sim hero. I don't love it. I think if you're going to run a dragon, you run something else that's not double weak to fairy. My Alto item might be useful. It's not like particularly amazing for me. Como, similar situation. 86 overall. I like even less. We'll put it... Yeah, it's just so hard to use in Great League, I think. It's just too frail. But in the right situation, maybe. I don't know. I'll put Jirachi over it. Jirachi's a little bit more unique in this typing and coverage than those things. Turtonator is 47 overall. I included these dragons because they're in the top 50, even though I don't like it. But, yeah, I don't know. Might be on the more fringe meta side of things, so we'll just put it there for now. Arctibax, yeah. I actually took Arctibax off my tier list. I think it's okay. But, like Turtonator, I think is a little bit better than Arctibax, right? It's not even in this top 50 for the Dragons purposes. I took Kingdra off as well. It's just been a little bit underwhelming. Dragonair is all the way at 79. 63 for the Shadow, though. Wrap, Aqua Tail, Dragon Breath. No significant changes. I think it's okay. It's kind of like more of a generalist. I wouldn't put it in meta, though. I'll put it here, maybe. Differentiate these two a little bit. Maybe I put it here. Let's do... It's just like, I don't know why you run Dragonair over some of the other dragons. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's good, you know? I think it's usable. I think it's quite usable, but I wouldn't put it in meta. I don't think most people are really running Dragonair, but some people might do a lot of Dragonair damage. Who knows? Honestly, the more I think about Dragonair, it doesn't look too bad, but I just don't think people will be on it for whatever reason. Feels like a worse Gudra, yeah. Yeah, unless you want to run Dragon Pulse, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're gonna be really weak to the grass types, right? Well, I guess Gudra too, but we'll see. Yeah, it's just a little bit less bulky too, so you have to spend a lot of shields. Gudra's nice part is it's bulky enough that you don't have to shield it, and you can still like maybe grab shields or just force some energy out of your opponents, or you know, chip them down a bit. Okay, Giratina Altered Shadow, 102 overall. Shadow Sneak is going to be really the big determining factor here. I think it's okay. I think it's kind of more niche than anything else, but maybe in the right situation it could be okay. Yeah, it's just like the more expensive its moves get, the harder it's going to be to use this thing. So we'll see how that goes. And then Dragon Knight, I had it before. I did not love it last season either. It's the issue with Dragon Knight is against ground types, which you should win. You have to throw Superpower, or you have to bait with Thunder Punch. And if you don't land the Thunder Punch bait, you're just doing literally no damage, right? And it's still very, very frail in its situation. So I'll put it in the might be useful, but like I really don't like Dragonite these days. Yeah, I don't think it's really good. Latias with the Mist Ball, again, might be on like the more like maybe usable, but not really territory. Again, it's going to be on the more like niche pick. Aura Sphere is kind of nice still, how fast you get to it. And then Latios is ranked even lower, but it hits a lot harder. I think these two are kind of similar in respect, so I'll just put them back to back. They're okay. I've lost to plenty in Go Battle League for what it's worth. Giratina Orchard even viable with the Shadow Ball buff? Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, Giratina Orchard is all the way at 352. It's just a little bit too one-dimensional. Giratina Altered at least is a little bit bulkier, right? All right, that's going to round it up for our dragons. At least I have my tier list. Why do I have all these cast forms? Well, mostly from last season. Sunny cast form, nah. These are just all like pretty not so good. I think we'll just throw them in bad. They're like they might be useful, but we'll just put them in bad. They're just I would say cast form might be useful. Rainy cast form. It's just so many better water options for you. So I think these can safely go in the bad category. Normal cast form, I think I even took that off because that's pretty useless. Snowy cast form did get the powder snow buff, but so one-dimensional, man. It is just, yeah, it's way too one-dimensional for me. Obviously into a dragon maybe you're good, but yeah, it is maybe in Ultra League for sure, Kaiju, but definitely not in Great League. Even Ultra League, I think you just opt for the Giratina Altered, right? Because you can't really run both. Yeah. Okay, let's just take a look at, maybe we'll go with some ice types, as ice did get buffed quite a bit. Powder Snow got buffed, which means that Celio, Shadow Celio goes all the way up to 7th overall. Are you kidding me? Do we think this is going to be that good? Is a real question. It has Surf, has Body Slam, great coverage, water, normal, and ice. And it's decently bulky. Is it meta, though? So it's going to be bulkier than like a Titan. Oh, you mean Latias? Yeah. Is it bulkier than a Titan? Okay, let's see what it beats. You beat a Zurmuro. That's big. You obviously beat Altaria. That's pretty big. Sableye, Shadow Sableye. Corviknight you beat. The extra damage really helps it that much. Wow. Gastrodon, Marowak. These are some pretty good pickups, not gonna lie. These are some really solid pickups. Is it gonna be top meta though? I don't know. It is an interesting one though. This is very, very interesting to me. Maybe we put it here? I don't know. I'll put it here. Scissor seems a little bit more reliable. But this has some really interesting niche pickups. Might be okay. Yeah. Yeah, you worry Scizor going to be strong. I do think you have valid concerns there because the ice types did get buffed a lot. And because of that, Scizor looks even better. Lapras still is about the same safety as it used to be. So I think it's okay overall. I don't think it's like particularly amazing, but I think it's still pretty solid. I think people can make it useful. It's just there's people are going to opt. Like, okay, here's the issue with Lapras. It's a worse Celio, right? Because you just lose Celio. So if you lose Celio, what does that do for you? You know, why would you ever run Lapras over Celio? Yeah, you only barely lose Celio. And you beat the Shadow Celio? Yeah, this one I'm not really convinced by Celio, actually. I think it's okay. It sims well. But I don't know how I feel about it. Let's put it here. So, if the fact that Lapras can beat the Shadow Celio is kind of crazy. It just doesn't have the same bulk. So Celio is obviously a sim hero with the body slam baits, right? And then you lane the surf. No. Oh, Skull Bash Lapras for sure. I'm saying Lapras throwing straight resisted Sparkling Aria beats it. Meanwhile, you have neutral body slam, but it's just that double resisted Powder Snow does absolutely nothing to Lapras. You're doing like 1 damage a piece, right? So, yeah. Walrein, I don't think Walrein's gonna be back. I know people were saying like, oh, is this like back in the Walrein Trevenant days? I don't know. I actually don't know if I liked it as much as you would think. I'm gonna put Walrein here because it's just like you have better Powder Snowers these days, right? Icicle Spear's nice, but like, I don't know. It might be more fringe meta than anything else. Because, all right, does Walrein beat Lapras? Because if it beats Lapras, maybe. But I have a suspicious feeling that Lapras might be okay into this. Why is Lapras not even on here? What the heck? Okay, let me check the Lapras rankings as an option instead. But if Lapras beats Walrein, I think this Walrein's just not it. Why do they, what the heck is this? It doesn't pull up either ice types, respective ice types, if I pull it up in the rankings. That's so weird. All right, they're going to make me manually do this, which is fine. All right, Walrein, non-shadow into Lapras, non-shadow. Bro. Lapras wins in all even shields against Walrein. That's crazy. Shadow Walrein. Let's see how that goes. Loses to Lapras still. Walrein's not coming back. I don't know. It's what's the point, right? Like, why run the Walrein at this point? I mean, at this point, you might just be better off with the Lone Sandslash, right? Like, what does the Walrein do? That's really disappointing. Yeah, true. The Earthquake nerf does hurt it still. All right, you know what we could do as a fun thing? Drill Run's a pretty good move, right? So we'll run it with Drill Run instead. Just hypothetically, right? Obviously, it doesn't learn Drill Run. Still loses to Lapras. In the shadows, all evens. Against the non-shadow... with the non-shadow, I should say. With Walrein. Yeah, it's just been power crept a bit. You know, it used to be really, really solid. All right, it only wins the zeros against Lapras. With a move it doesn't have, right? It only wins the zeros, and it still loses the 1s and 2s. So, yeah, it's just... I don't think Walrein's going to be back. I don't think it's going to be Walrein Trevenant meta again, which is fine. I'm very okay with that. It's nice to see a new fresh meta. Alolan Sandslash, I already ranked. Aurora's on here, but that's a sim hero. Not saying you can't win with that, but I don't think it's worth looking into that one. And then Abomasnow is on here. Powder Snow did buff it, but I put it at fringe meta. I think it might be okay in some situations. Some people did run it in the championship series recently too. I might be okay. It's a little bit more niche than Alolan Sandslash for what it's worth. Dewgong's all the way at 150. Again, why would you run this when you have Lapras as an option, right? I don't think you run this ever. I'll put it here. I think it's a little bit better than Alolan Sandslash right now, but it's just Lapras looks really, really safe into a lot of these. And that's going to round out our ice types, I believe. Oh, wait. Do I have Fortress on here twice? Yeah, I do. Ignore this guy. Okay. Some of the ground types, though, I think are worth looking into because they are going to be some decent checks to the Seal types as well as Scizor to a degree. But you know Scizor. It's doing Scizor things. Gastron's all the way at number 3 overall. Would I actually rank it as number 3? I don't know. Because Altaris can be really hyper meta relevant. Azumarill being back up there makes Gastron a little bit hard to run in my mind. So where the heck is Gash? Oh, right. I forgot it's a double slug. I think it's still going to be a meta pick. It's going to be better than this. So I think there's that. Shadow Marowak, though, I think is going to be a little bit better, though. Because you just have... you have better coverage into the Altaria. And you can just 2-shield through a lot of stuff. So there's that going for you. Cloudsire's on here at 28 overall. It's okay. Actually, I think Cloudsire might be solid because of Azumarill and Altaria. It's just kind of a bulk machine. I like it more than Gastrodon. I like it a lot more than Gastrodon. It might actually be better here. Because it's a good answer to Azumarill and the Altaria. It's actually not too bad, I think. Even though you do lose to this, you have the Earthquake for the Doublade, which you probably don't win, but keep it close still. Yeah. But we'll see. Toadscruel, one of those Mud Slappers. It's okay. Great for GBL purposes, I think. I wouldn't say it's meta, though. I'll probably throw it here. Just one of those Mud Slappers that has pretty good typing. Torterra is all the way... I don't even know where it's at right now, but... Runerigus is 94 overall. It does have Shadow Ball getting the buff. It's okay, I guess. You have Rock Tomb, but it's still a little bit slow to get its moves. And I don't know. It's not the bulkiest in Great League for what it's worth. I think it could be okay in a fringe situation, though. We'll put it like here. I think it's a little bit more unique than Dugong. Dugong's just like a little bit repetitive with some of the other ice types, right? Claydol is still Claydol. Shadow Ball buff helps it a little bit, but you still lose to other ground types, right? I would put it here. Maybe a little bit better than Runerigus because the Mud Slap pressure is still something. Quagsire, Shadow at 100 even. It's just there's just better Mud Slap. There's better Mud Boys in my mind, so I'll throw it there. Yeah, I will throw it there. And do we have other ground types that might be missing? Oh yeah, a lot actually. Unova Stunfisk. Whoa, why is Unova Stunfisk so far down? I actually think Unova Stunfisk is not as what they're making it seem like. Oh, wait, no. Unova Stunfisk is all the way at number 10. How did I miss that? Okay, Unova Stunfisk. Yeah, I was going to say, I think Unova Stunfisk is pretty good. Pretty safe in here. Safe into this. Wins this. Good into this. Beats this. It's very safe into a lot of these things, actually. I'll put it here. For now, I think it's a little bit safer of an option than Clodsire, and we've seen it have a lot of success in the championship series too. Yeah, Claydol requiring 200 TMs is not a fun time. It's a great way to burn TMs, so if you picked up a bunch at a recent regional or international, but outside of that, I don't know. It's quite the TM sink. Diggersby all the way at 124. It's still a bulk machine for what it's worth. I don't think it's super meta though, but I do think it still could have some utility. I'll put it here for now. Honestly, it could be still meta. It's just that there's too many things that beat it, you know? Too many things that have answers to it. But you still have to give it some respect. In the right matchups, it's still an absolute menace. And it still does cut off the Galarian Corsola completely. So that is something to watch out for still. Speaking of Galarian Corsola, maybe let's take a look at the ghost types. Because, yeah, Galarian Corsola is all the way at number 1. Hey, if it picks up that much in usage and Diggersby maybe has a play, then maybe. I do think Galarian Corsola is still going to be an absolute menace in this upcoming cup or upcoming season. Great coverage into all these things. I don't know. What is it hard lose to? So far, none of these things. Wigglytuff. Okay. What else? Literally nothing else. Guzzlord. Hydreigon, right? But everything in the meta and the S tier so far, the meta tier, the A tier and the S tier, it barely loses to a lot of things. Yeah, you get outbulked from the... Yeah, and the Diggersby being gone helps Galarian Corsola a ton. Yeah, great point there, Sellyfish. Shadow Dusknoir is going to be 13 overall. I do think Dusknoir is really, really safe as well. And it could be actually a really good contender for that Ghost Law. I do think that Galarian Corsola has a lot of solid wins, but Dusknoir can be pretty solid. I think the Dusknoir downside is that it's a little bit weaker to things like Altaria and Azumarill. And if those pick up in usage, it might be a little bit harder to run. But I do think it's still a very, very strong meta pick. So I will put it there. I think it's quite safe, actually, in a lot of situations. Yeah, quite safe. But we'll keep it there for now. Shadow Sableye with the Foul Play buff is kind of nice. And if that picks up in usage, it could be good. I mean, think about it, right? Shadow Sableye was really nice in Azumarill meta because you couldn't pressure it fast enough with your charge attacks. You have coverage into Altaria, you beat this, you have play into this. play into this, win this, play into this. It's actually not bad. Seems pretty safe, honestly. I mean, yeah, if Wigglytuff picks up in usage, then sure. Honestly, Wigglytuff might have to be bumped up a bit because, I don't know. It's just like you don't have a lot of things that hard wall these fairy types, right? Or these ghost types. I don't know. This thing might be kind of good. It looks safe. It definitely looks safe for what it's worth. I'll put it here for now. I'm actually going to bump this up, though. I think this thing's going to be kind of nasty still. Its coverage is way too unique in my mind. It's way too unique. And it's typing itself. And the stat product, it's what makes it really, really solid, I think, right now. Which a little bit unfortunate for people that don't like RPS. Spirit Tomb, Sucker Punch, Rock Tomb, Shadow Ball. This is kind of a weird one. It's just ranked high, but I think it's more sim purposes. I don't actually think it's that good. I don't even like it more than I'll put it here. It's ranked, it sims a lot better than it probably performs. Jellicent at 20 overall. Jellicent, I think, actually might be a little bit better with the Shadow Ball buff. Will it be meta? It might be. I'll put it at the bottom of meta. I think it's got some really good coverage. Beats the Zoomerl too, right? You have play into a lot of these things. Yeah, you had the same problem into Wigglytuff, but that's all ghost types. So, but you have a little bit better coverage, water coverage and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if people make a good run with the Jellicent down the road. Dusclops at 23 overall. It's okay. It's like a worst Dusknoir, right? But it's okay. I wouldn't say it's meta. I'll put it here. I think it's a little bit better than this other stuff. But it's just like, when would you run this when you could run the Dusknoir? I think people just realize Dusknoir is just a lot better or safer in a lot of these situations. Annihilate all the way at 43. This is, I mean, it's a ghost, but it's not. It's more of a fighter, right? But we'll tier it. Oh, 43 overall. It's still kind of solid in the right situations, right? You have win counts against all Azumarill, Altaria. Corviknight's not great with the facing, but it's not bad. You could beat this. You beat this. You can still muscle through some stuff. I would definitely say it's still meta. I would definitely still say it's quite meta. They put it here. I think Sableye might have a little bit more play, but I do like that placement here, I think, a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Okay, and then we got ourselves everything else, I think. Oh, Gourgeist. Oh, no, I already tiered that one. I think Golurk got took off the tier list a while ago. Trevenant Shadow is 213 overall. 230 for at the very top. Yeah, I don't know. I think Trevenant's just not as good as you think it is. There's just so many better ghost types. Back in the day, it was good, but nowadays, I don't really know. You lose to Galarian Corsola. You lose to Galarian Corsola even if you bait it, I think. Let's see. You only win the 2 shields if you bait it properly. That's the only way you beat it. But... oh, wait, no. Oh, wait, what? What is happening here? Are you Shadow Clawing it down? Oh, wait, hold on. No. You just lose to Galarian Corsola because they astonish you down. But you win against Galarian Corsola in the 1s and 2s. Sorry, I read that graph wrong. So if you bait there, it's great, right? Let's take a look at the Shadow real quick. Maybe the Shadow changes things a bit. Shadow makes it worse, actually. All right, let's take a look at Sucker Punch, because Sucker Punch can change things a little bit more. Sucker Punch loses all even, so Sucker Punch is a lot worse, I think, into... yeah, it's a lot worse. It just doesn't pace as fast. Okay, actually, Trevenant might be okay. It's ranked not as high, but I think it might be a little bit safer than one would expect. Let's see. Great matchups here. Has play into this. Has play into this. Has a little bit play into this. Not great. It's a little bit play into this, but not amazing. How does it match up against Dusknoir is a better question. Because Dusknoir has really great coverage in itself. So you probably don't need to be... you might lose this. Yeah, you lose all the evens. That's really awkward. Into Shadow Dusknoir. And then non-Shadow Dusknoir. You win the 1s. This thing might be usable. I just don't love it. But it might be usable. I'm going to put it like... it's hard to say. Put it here for now. I think it might be... it's typing still solid. But it's a little bit... it's a little bit awkward. Yeah. Alolan Marowak, though. I hear you loud and clear. All right. Alolan Marowak. I had it from before. I probably will remove it after this tier list because it's a recent buffed one from last season, but it's not that good. Yeah, I mean, you just run Shadow Ball. You don't run Shadow Ball on this thing. 169 overall. Yeah, it's not that good, right? We'll put it in like the might be usable category, but there's just better options for this thing. Are we missing any of the ghost types here? I don't think so. Yeah, so that's going to round that out. Some of these things, you know what I'm curious about? Spidops. So Spidops is 50 overall, Shadow Claw, Lunge, Rock Tomb. It is a pretty safe Pokemon. Is it meta? It's okay. It's okay. I don't know. I think it's all right for what it's worth. I haven't played one myself, but you beat Gastrodon. I mean, he hasn't played into some of these things, right? Like, they had to go Discharge at you with the Unova Stunfisk as well. You lose a Scizor, though, which is not great. You lose a Corviknight, you lose a Wigglytuff. You beat Azumarill. Beating Azumarill is something. Beating Galarian Corsola is something as well. I think this thing could be good, actually. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. I'll put it here for now. But, yeah, it's a good generalist, for sure. For sure. More Dark equals Lunge, yes. More Ice equals Rock Tomb. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. The Shadow Trevenant gets just farmed down in the 2 shields from Galarian Corsola. It's just not bulky enough. So there is that. Okay, what else we got here for the bug types? We got Charger Bug at 53. It's kind of just a more unique one. Like, you're gonna have more play into this stuff. It's like fairly safe. I wouldn't say it's meta, but it's actually a pretty solid Pokemon in my mind. I think we'll just put it there for now. Like, I don't know if people are going to run the Charger Bug, because if they're running a bug, they probably run the Spidops. But I wouldn't say Charger Bug is unusable. I could definitely see some players winning a tournament with it. Like, that's kind of how it goes. All right, Ariados, I'm probably going to just take off after this tier list, because that used to be really solid back in the day, and now it's all the way at a 438. It's that bad? Is it that bad? I don't think it's that bad, but I don't think it's good. I definitely don't think it's good. Like, yeah, you can get walled up by stuff like Altaria, right? So, like, yeah, it's not good, especially in this current meta, but I guess in the right situation, it might be okay. I don't know. It's just, it's really fallen off, right? Just because of power creep mostly. Nothing got nerfed in his toolkit. Yeah, nothing got nerfed. Do we have any other? Oh yeah, we had the Golisopod. We have the water bugs. So Golisopod is at 49 overall. That's okay. I don't know. If Altaria and Azumarill keep picking up, that's actually really hard to use. I feel like it's more in the fringe meta category, if anything. We'll put it here, maybe. Put it like. I just don't see a lot of utility for it. You know. I don't know. Might be okay. It's just, yeah. And then, what do you call it? What's the Araquanid? Rank 22 overall. Definitely kind of a bait hero in a way. Bite. Bug Bite. Water Pulse. Bubble Beam. Similar situation as Golisopod. The rankings are a little bit misleading in my mind. Especially with Bubble Beam, right? A lot of that's going to be just super bait dependent. But also, like, there's not enough targets for you to take out, in my mind. Yeah. Charger is a mon that no one will account for, so core break teams again. Yeah, I agree. I do think that has a lot of utility. I think that's going to do it for all of our bug types here. Yeah. Let's look at some of the dark types, because some of those I haven't tiered yet. Umbreon is at 25 overall with the foul play buff. I don't believe it. Do we think this is going to be back again? Okay, for what it's worth, there is no Moonblast on Altaria. Do you beat Altaria? Because if you could beat Altaria, maybe we're onto something here. Obviously, no, you lose to Altaria still. I don't know. You lose here. Yeah, you beat Galarian Corsola, but why not just run the Diggersby? What is making this rank so high? It's good as a generalist, right? Into a lot of these things, I guess. The Doublade, maybe. Like, you have some play into some of these things. I don't know. Is it that good? 25 overall is stupid high. Okay, Sableye coming back is something. I'll give it that. You're not bad as a Steelix, right? You resist a Shadow Call there. You take Super Effective Lunge. I mean, it's not bad into Lapras. You don't have Fairy moves here. Okay. I will reserve judgment for later. But I do think Umbreon might have some play here. Obviously, win this. Why are you losing to the Altaria? That's crazy. It's just the pacing's just so much better, I guess. Okay, you win the 2 shields. It's not unwinnable. But that's still really awkward. Without Moonblast, you're still losing to Altaria. Let's do rank 1 versus rank 1. Let's see how that looks. Actually, against a rank 1 Altaria, you lose that in every even shield situation. Yeah, it's a soft lose Pokemon for sure. I mean, okay, let's take a look at against some of these ground types. Marowak. Shadow Marowak. If you don't win this neutral matchup, dude, Umbreon loses the 1s and 2s into a Shadow Marowak. It got power crept that much. Gastrodon. Let's take a look at Gastrodon. You lose the 1s and 2s there. It's that underwhelming. It's not like they nerfed the stats on Umbreon. It's just that it's just getting completely power crept at this point in time, I feel like. Okay, Corviknight. Corviknight maybe. I don't know. Sandtac, Air Cutter. Okay, you win all the evens versus Corviknight. The fact that you lose to the ground types, like you would think Umbreon versus in a neutral matchup against ground types, you win that. But you don't. I assume there's no way you beat a Clodsire, right? If you're losing the Mud Slappers, but I could be wrong. Oh, actually, you win the 1s and 2s against Clodsire. Okay. I'll reserve judgment. I mean, the fact that it is ranked pretty high, obviously a lot of ghost types is going to skew the rankings. Umbreon to Bastion was always a losing matchup for Umbreon, but it was pretty close. But with the new improved foul play, it still loses. Dude. Okay, you could have a 1-0 shield advantage, you lose. 1-2 shield advantage, you lose. You win if you have 2 shields to 0. And you tie if you have 2 shields to 1. I mean, it is Bastion for what it's worth, but yeah, it's... I don't know. That is... I will say, though, that is a lot higher than I expected. I honestly thought about taking Umbreon off the tier list before I started this, but I'm glad I left it on. Okay, Pangoru. Let's look at Murkrow first. I think Murkrow's a little bit higher. Murkrow is all the way at 73 after the updates. I think for good reason. It's just a little bit too frail. Azumarill. I mean, Azumarill, it has played into Azumarill for what it's worth, but Altaria just, like, outbulks it a bit. I think I might be okay as, like, a fringe pick. I don't love it, though. I'll put it here for now. I'll put it here. I'll put it here, I guess. I don't know. Oh, my other cat hopped up. Yeah, let me adjust the cat cam. So you can see both kitty cats. There they are, the sisters. Cheggy was not a fan of Cranberry hopping up there earlier this week, but now I think she just is too tired to care. So just horrible, yeah. Yeah. Dark Void, Umbreon. Sucker Punch Umbreon would be kind of crazy, actually. Wait, hold on. I'm actually just for my own curiosity's sake, and maybe someone else is also curious about it. Snarl gets 26 wins, 25 losses, so pretty much breaking even. What does it do with Sucker Punch? It obviously doesn't learn Sucker Punch yet. Maybe it learns in the main stage game. 37 wins, 13 losses. That's a huge upswing for Umbreon. Yeah, I don't know if I want to see that because that would make it way too strong. A dark type that bulky and doing that much damage is maybe not the best play. But all right, Pangoru, let's take a look at this. 87 overall. I do think the typing lends it some decent situations. I'll put it at like fringe meta. I think it could be okay in some of these spots, but it's maybe harder to pilot, I think, than anything else. Yeah, I might put Hydreigon a little bit before this stuff though. Yeah, maybe I'll put Hydreigon there even. Okay. We got Moltres, Galarian Moltres, 58 overall. It's still not bad. Sucker Punch is still very, very solid. Has play into a lot of these things, honestly. Good into Galarian Corviknight as well. Great into the Scizor. You win a lot of these matchups. I think it's still quite good. I don't know if it's like super meta relevant. I'll put it at the bottom of meta for now. I think it still has a lot of utility for what it's worth. It's one of those flyers that like have great coverage and great moves. Like its moveset is really, really good. You have Sucker Punch, Fly, and Brave Bird. Those are some of the best moves in the game. Fast attack wise and charge attack wise. And you have payback for additional coverage if you really need it. I do think the Galarian Moltres is still here to stay for the time being. Even with the Azumarill picked up. I mean, Brave Bird for Azumarill is fine, right? Like you're not taking fast attack damage. So how do you get elite fast CMs? Usually from like different quests, from like GBL rewards, or you could buy them like once a month, usually on the community days. Yeah, not the throwback community days, but the main community days. Those are the main ways. Oh, also Twitch drops. Twitch drops is big, yeah. Oh shoot, I forgot to claim mine. I think I lost mine for LASC. Faint buff could make Umbreon good, yeah, that could be too, but you don't want to make it too strong now, but maybe. Malmar has been here or there throughout. 27 overall, 57 on the Shadow. I think it's okay. I'd probably put this... The Shadow is actually pretty solid in certain situations. I'll maybe put it here. I don't know. I'll put it here. It's okay. It's definitely good with shields up, for sure. But I think if more Dark types rise, it might be a little bit tough. I don't know. Malamar is actually kind of decent. It could beat Azumarill, the Shadow, in some situations. So, I haven't ranked 2 normal Malamar, but Shadow feels better. Yeah, Shadow definitely feels a lot better. Shadow is not ranked properly, but sim properly, but it's also because it's much better in 2 shield situations than have a shield advantage. So, and also, with the main bug type is, well, you have Fortress, but Spidops being one of the main bug types, you're not too worried about there, right? Yeah, Lunch going to do a lot, but you're going to do a lot of damage back into it. And they just do neutral Shadow Claw damage, right? So it's actually not that scary for you. Drapion I have here just for old time's sake. It's 80 overall, not that great. Someone did make it into Grand Finals this year, though, with it. I don't love it. We'll put it here. I think it's just kind of fallen off a lot these days. Thievul, though, is actually ranked 96 overall. In the right situation, this thing is actually pretty annoying to deal with. It's pretty annoying to deal with. I'll put it like here. I think it's actually not that bad. I've lost it quite a few in Go Battle League. Not a lot of people use it, but I think not a lot of people dare to use it. It's actually not that bad. Mandibus all the way at 65 with the Foul Play buff. Oh, it's running Foul Play Shadow Ball, Air Slash. That's kind of some interesting tech. Not gonna lie. Oh, is it good though? It might be. Here's the thing. Mandibus is a really good answer to Scizor. It's a really great answer to Scizor. And it's stupid bulky. I actually think that Mandibus might make a return. You have play into Azumarill. Yep, not great, but you have some play. You have play into Altaria. Do you beat Altaria by any means? Alright, so you beat Galarian Corsola, Gastrodon, Marowak, all that stuff. Yeah. You beat Corviknight. That's actually kind of big. Beating Corviknight is actually kind of big. I don't know if you beat Altaria, though, is the thing. Like, being 2 things weak to Fairy and flying. Oh, you beat Altaria with Mandibuzz? In the ones only. I don't know. Mandibuzz might be back. The Foul Play and the Shadow Ball buffs do help it quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, you don't beat Galarian Moltres is the problem. But I can see a lot of utility for Mandibuzz if you find it. Yeah, Mandibuzz might look okay. It's just the problem is you completely walled off from the Moltres. What that's actually used on Armor Mewtwo? Confusion, yeah. Yeah, Confusion could be the right play. I don't even know what other moves it should learn. Mewtwo, I'm just curiosity's sake. Confusion, Iron Tear. Yeah, definitely. Iron Tear is just too bad of a move. Okay. Well, Mandibuzz, I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to opt for it, but it does have some nice coverage as long as you avoid this head-to-head Dark Flying matchup, and the Murkrow is going to do pretty good. It's through common, yeah, so it's not as accessible, for sure. Yeah. And I think Mandibuzz having the bulk it has is quite nice. Do we have any other dark types that I miss? I don't think so. Oh, I missed a ground type. Nidoqueen, honestly, I probably should just remove all of this. This has been kind of an underwhelming pick in general. But it's just like, there's just so much better options to it. So we'll just throw it there. But I don't love it. I do not love it. Oh, we have not done a lot the grass types. So let me do grass types. Credilli, number 4 overall. It's still stupid strong, right? Like, this thing's just way too strong, I think. We have Ludicolo already tier listed. Credilli with Bullet Seed is at 107. Credilli with Bullet Seed is higher than all the other grass types outside of Toedscruel and Ludicolo. That's how good Credilli is. Even the other moveset's still really good. Why do I have some of this stuff here? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not even going to tier this stuff. This is the Tropius is so useless these days. Torterra is not that great, but for what it's worth, I will tier it because it got buffed last season. Yeah, it's just not that good overall. Might be usable. Is probably as far as I'll go with this thing, but I don't love it. We'll put it in GBL purposes. I think it's fine, but yeah. Superior, some people still like it for its polarizing matchups and stupid bulky. Again, kind of on the more might be usable territory side of things. In the right matchups, it's good. In the wrong matchups, not so much. Venusaur had a buff last season, but again, didn't really amount to much. So I'll put it here. It's just not that as good as you would think. Jumpluff, an older Pokemon that used to be good. I'd say it's probably on the more fringe category side of things. It has play into a lot of these things, but I don't know if I love it though. Might be honestly it might be better than a lot of these things for what it's worth. Yeah, but it could go in a lot of those random slots. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for our water types. Our grass types. Water types though. A bunch of different things here. Honestly, I'm just going to search these individually because they're so far down. Swampert got a buff last season. There's just better options these days, I think. Actually with the sludge, pacing is nice, but I don't know. I don't love it. Blastoise, I actually think it's going to be really good. 44 overall. A lot of ice types that's going to benefit from. Good into Azumarill. Has played into this. It's really safe into a lot of these things. I actually think Blastoise will definitely be meta. How meta is the real question. I actually like it quite a bit. I'll put it maybe like here. I actually really like Blastoise. It's 44 overall, but I think it's going to be a lot better than even Sims. Yeah. So Samrods was something I had on my list from before. Probably something I'll take down later. It's 67 overall. It's not bad. It's just like they're just better options in my mind. I'll just throw in the might be usable category, but it's not something that people opt for if they have the option to go for something else, right? For Alligator though, 75 overall, but I do think it's actually a lot better than its Sims. This would probably be on the more fringe meta side of things though. I don't know. It's still like kind of safe, right? Into a lot of these picks. We'll put it like, I don't know. I feel like you still opt for Alligator over a lot of these things. I still think it's actually still really good. I don't know how much of this is just like past usage of Alligator, but every time you see Alligator, it still can do something in a lot of situations. Toxapex, kind of a bulk machine. Kind of like Registeel though. It's not really amazing. I'll just throw it in fringe meta. In the right matchups, it's still like outbulks a lot of things, but there's just too many things that outpace it these days, and it doesn't have a lot of targets. Azumarill being back in the meta though, maybe. I don't know. Would not be surprised if someone wins the tournament with it, I guess, but we'll see. Fighting types. So let's take a look at some of the fighters. So Hakamo is actually the highest ranked fighter, which I do not fully believe in, but it is what it is. Happy to be proven wrong there, because that'd be kind of a crazy fighter meta if that's the case. Primeape is only 70 overall, but again, this is kind of like more of a situation where it's getting out-simmed a bit. It just outpaces so many things, and I think it could have a good spot in the right situation. Metacham is 157. Honestly, in the right situation, Metacham might be okay. It really might be okay. I wouldn't be surprised if someone finds a way to make it work, but overall, it is kind of hard to use. It is still stupid bulky, though, as we saw from the LEIC meta. So, in the right situation, that could also still be okay. Grumpig has fighting coverage move, so might as well rank this one. 69th overall. Nice. Well, not going to be super useful, though, but yeah, I don't know. There's just too many things that like are good into it, I think. And then there's a bunch of things. We'll take a look at Mew, because that was in previous rankings. I mean, Mew always gets some type of buff, right? So we'll throw it there. I just don't think it's going to be that good. Cresselia also used to be good, but nowadays pretty unusable. Might be okay, I guess. I don't know. This thing is just like, it's fallen off quite a bit, honestly. I think it's better than these things. I'll put it here. It just get outpaced by so many things these days. All right, we have a couple flyers left, so let's take a look at the flying types. We see Talonflame, 85 overall. I do think Talonflame is actually a lot better than it entails. You get outpaced by a lot of things. I think Talonflame definitely would be still some type of meta, because it has play into a lot of things here. And you need something to shut down the Scizor. Like, this is where the Sims really throw things off, because a lot of water types are really high up and a lot of dragon types are high up. But Talonflame has a very unique role in that it deals with fairies and steals very well, outside of Bastion, right? So I do think Talonflame still can be pretty viable, and it could find a spot on a lot of teams. So we'll put it here. I think it's going to be hard to use, but I think it's going to be a crucial role in some of these. Like, you need something for the Doublade. You need something for the Scizor, right? And I think Shadow Talonflame, even though it's simmed at 95 overall, is definitely misleading. Very, very misleading. Firo is at 151. That's okay. It kind of fell off a bit with the Murkrow. We'll put it here. Kind of similar tiering there. Toucanon is at 126. I don't know. It does get the Beak Break or whatever, but... or was it Beak Blast? I don't think it's particularly that great, but... happy to be proven wrong on that one. It's also very mono coverage if you run that with Tropec. Charizard, 288 overall with the Shadow. Might be okay. I wouldn't put this as meta though. I'll put it like somewhere around like here. Yeah, I think I put it somewhere around there, I think. Okay, and then Zapdos. This is something I'll probably take off down the road. Tropec did get buffed last season, but it just never really amounted to much. Might be okay in some situations, but like I don't really believe in it for what it's worth. More or less same meta, just some additions to what we're thinking. A bit, yeah. What's up, Trainer Rem? Okay, let's take a look at Typhlosion before I take a look at these normal types. I'll probably take Typhlosion off down the road. I think it's like usable, but again, just kind of middling. A more Pekko. Obviously, kind of in the right situation, could steamroll your team. In the wrong situation, is like, you know, not the best. I'll put this at kind of somewhere around... It's just like too unreliable to use, but you could definitely get rolled by one. Ninetales, I definitely will drop a bit. I don't know, just a little bit too mono coverage. It might be okay in some situations. Put it here. And then, oh, Trampa. Why do I even have Trampa from before? I probably should have taken this down. It's okay. Dragon Breath, Swift, Dragon Pulse. Probably on like the might be useful category side of things, but it's a little bit too weird to use. I think it's so frail. It's so frail in Great League on top of it. All right. All we got left is 4 normal types. The other 2 I'm not going to tier as I have Fortress ready, and Tropius I should have taken off anyway. Furret, 29 overall. Sarkapon, Swift, Trailblaze. One of the more interesting recent kind of meta pickups, especially in Show 6, that's really picked up in usage. And I do think for good reason, it's very, very safe. All right, so let's take a look at this. Has play into Zero. Has play into Altaria. Beats this. Has play into here. And not great into Corviknight by any means. It's okay here. Not great. You win this. You could 2 shield and do a lot of damage to Bastion. This is kind of just more neutral matchups. Not terrible here, but you have only resisted charge attacks for what it's worth, and they have Sacred Sword. Not good here. Play into this. This Furret is still pretty solid, not going to lie. I think Furret is still here to stay for what it's worth. So we'll put it here. Actually, I'll just put it behind the Mudslapper because I'm not. The Mudslappers are kind of cornerstones in a way. 29 overall is also no joke. Like, it is actually not just simming well. Dunsparce is like a fringe meta in my mind. It's okay, but you know, I think Furret's just a little bit better. Licky Licky, for some reason, with the Shadow Ball buff, puts it at 14 overall. Do we believe in the Licky Licky though? I don't know. I don't think so. I think this is more of a fringe meta pick, but happy to be proven wrong because Licky Licky is a cool Pokemon, but I don't know. And then Lickitung is 40th overall, or 30th overall. This is kind of a sim situation. Might be useful as about as far as I go with it. It does have a really solid type advantage in a lot of these situations, and it's an absolute bulk machine. So yes, it could just like outmuscle through some of the stuff, especially Azumarill being back at number 1 is definitely solid for it. But after the nerfs, it's just hard to make Licky Licky as good as it used to be. And you lose the head-to-head to all the other normal types. So, yeah. Do I get 8 Yes, yeah. So you do. So you could knock out 5 more sets if you want to play in this meta before the meta rotates. You have until what, about like 12 hours from now before the meta rotates. Yeah, Birch is, I don't know. I think it's here to stay. The Sims show it that way, and I think if you look at the meta, it looks like that too. All right, do we rearrange some stuff is the real question. I think Altari is actually stupid strong here. Galarian Corso is actually number 1 overall. I think Azumarill has too many ways to play around it, for what it's worth. But I think these look pretty good. Altaria is looking really, really strong in my opinion. Although it's not really hard win a lot either, for what it's worth. Let's put Galarian Corso here, actually. I think Galarian Corso is a little bit safer. These are all kind of interchangeable in a way, but I do like how Altaria looks right now. Corviknight, Scizor, I think these are good. Dusknoir, I don't know if I should put this high, but I think it's okay. Yeah, it's solid. A lot of these might be slightly interchangeable. Show 6 Bastion is very, very hard to use. Still, 100%, still hard to use. But I think otherwise, things are okay. I'll probably move this Blastoise up a little bit. These ground Mudslappers are more or less about the same as they used to be. I actually might move this a little bit down with Altari being up in usage. And with the Azumarill being back, it might not be so bad. But yeah. Thanks all for tuning in. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments down below for my YouTube video. But I appreciate you all tuning in. This is going to be my Great League tier list for the Precious Path season. I will be doing a tier list for Ultra League and Master League. So stay tuned for that, because obviously all these irrelevant Pokemon will have a space in at least one of those metas, if not multiple. But anyway, thanks all for tuning in. I appreciate you all sticking around. I know it's a longer stream, but I hope you have a good one, and best of luck in the what do you call it, unofficial season, what did they say, interlude season, yeah, of Precious Pass. Anyway, hopefully whatever they're doing for this, because usually when they do that, they're fixing stuff or they're changing the code a bit, and whatever they do, I hope it's for the best. Anyway, stay tuned for my next tier list. And until then, have a great one. And I'll catch you all in the new season. Peace out.